Had to stay. Okay, that's what I got to do. All right, let's see here. Who do I have? Let me get my reading glasses on. All right. Oh, Miss Kathy said she the first one in. There's Joe. Oh, here we go. It's moving here. I'm here supporting my white friend. Ha ha, Amy. Oh, Paul Case. Juno Acres Homestead. Hey guys. Tony. Troy Sutton. What's up? Mr. Mountain Homes. Mountain. Mr. MT Homestead. Mr. Mike. Oh, all right. They're just ending. Matter of fact, I need to get I still got Old Pecan Homestead running in the background. Here we go. So sorry, I kept listening to them. All right, where we at here? What is the deal? Shouldn't you be at work? No, no, Mr. Paul. I am off until I go back to work Thursday on days. And the way my schedule works is I work 7 days, then I'm off 7 days, and then I work 7 nights, off 7 days, and you just repeat the process. So let's see. Everybody, hey Brian, hey Lori Carp, how are you? Let's see. Juno at Acres, I think I've already spoke to y'all there. If I didn't, I want to make sure I did. Neil, how are you? Let's see who else. I thought you work one off, one work on one off six. No, nope. I work a seven on, seven off schedule. Working 7/12s when I work. Hello. Hey, see everybody just saying hey, hello. Lori. Trey is banker's hours. That ain't no banker's hours now. I go to work. I get there at 5:30. When I'm working days, I get there at 5:30 in the morning, and I get off. Normally, I leave there about 6 o'clock in the evening. So technically, I'm there 12 and a half hours. Oh, here we go with Jennifer falling asleep. Oh, mercy. If you'll hang on, Jennifer, you might learn something else tonight you didn't know. There's Beth with BN US Odyssey. Angie. Yeah, I am so glad I got to meet some of y'all this weekend. Let's see here, make sure where we at. So just so you know, Amy, I'm already caught up and I'm at the bottom. So that may just mean I'm not as popular as you, so it don't take me as long to get to the bottom. Evelyn, is that Evelyn Newman in the house? Hello. Yeah. Thanks for what is what I just who is this texting me? Um oh, Amy over here trying to text me and distract me. All right, where am I at here? Enjoy meeting you all. Okay, so let me do what I do. I'm gonna put my link in here. And you know, I need to try to figure out how to post that link to the top of the screen. Amy told me, read my comment. What comment? Oh, mercy. Hang on. I must have missed something. She said she put hello, Beth. Hello, Evelyn. Where am I at? What have I missed? Well, goodness, I put you on my TV and you wasn't lying. You is one dirty cracker. I told you. Look, Amy, y'all, I, I haven't had a shower or anything. Y'all look at my hat. Can y'all see how dirty it is? I mean, if you, my shirt, look. I am filthy. So I was on a tractor today. We had um the parish come in. Y'all know if y'all been watching the videos and stuff, they come in, dug the ditches and stuff out. Well, I had a little small ditch that goes across my hay meadow, and I asked them if they could open it up and clean it. Well, they did. Well, it just left just globs and globs of grass. And I told them that I would take care of it. And oh my gosh. Now, oh gee. Now Tony said if Amy can text me, now he can text me. Now they're trying to distract me on my phone. I'm trying to tell stories here. But anyway, it left clumps and clumps of grass. And I was gonna take my scraper and drag it off today, but all it wanted to do is just wad up. So I had the genius idea, which it worked. Well, what I could see, but I took the bush hog and went over it with the bush hog. And let me tell you, I made a short. I have not posted it yet because while I was out there, Amy texted and said she was going live. So I shut it down and come up here and jumped on Amy's live with her and Chris, and I think Tony was on there, Brian and Kathy, and it was several of us on there. So, all right, let me drop some links here. Drop my link that way in case that they won't be texting me. They can just get on here and tell it to me if they want to. All right, there's the link. Dropped it there. So I don't know what I missed here, being distracted and telling my story. Up, Old Man King Homestead, hello. Rainy Ridge, Eric and Tina, hello. Mr. Brian Horseman is in the house. Let's see here. Of course, I then spoke to Neil, Treasure Hunter Neil. I actually met uh Treasure Hunter Neil and Beth. Uh Wait, hold on. Jennifer, I thought you said you were sleepy. Uh, there he is. So, Amy, you have started something. I have now.
Way to go, Amy.
Yeah, Amy started. I've got people texting me over here trying to distract me.
Amy said she missed me in her lives. I've been so stupid busy here lately, it ain't even funny.
Well, I was disappointed in you, Mr. Paul, because
Thank you. Thank you. At least I know if you was disappointed in me, you was thinking of me.
that's right. That's right. Because we done a 5-hour live the other night for Chris and Amy's 1 year, and you was like nowhere to be found. You
Yeah.
wasn't. Tony wasn't. Nobody. I mean, nobody wanted to celebrate.
What night was that?
That
You
was
remember?
last Tuesday night. Yeah.
We had revival last week, Sunday through Wednesday. And when I got in, I was just really tired. My church gifted me a charcoal smoker, one of those barrel, or it's got the barrel thing and the firebox down on one end, 2 weeks ago. And it's still in the box sitting on my porch. I haven't even had time to put it together or open it.
Oh wow.
I say that, and somebody come by and steal it off my porch, you'll have a fight on your hands. I'm planning on using that thing.
Well, hey, I have we didn't make no video of it, and I don't know why I didn't. But we
I had a lot of people telling me that you made good on the
I did.
stream thing,
I
and I've
did.
heard several people say on videos they was putting out that Trey makes the best ice cream. So that's that's just fodder for me to think, man, if he don't come to 10 Killer, it's going to mean he don't like me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean I got to come to 10 Killer and make ice cream?
You said it. Didn't he say it? Did y'all in the chat hear him?
Oh, we had a good time. But look, I give him a nice bucket. I think he was happier about the bucket
Bucket than
Dakota
the
was than he
string.
was the string. I even left him a little hay in there.
Yeah.
I figured them Oklahoma animals needed some good grass.
Well, right now, my part of the world's drying up. It ain't blown away yet, but man, it's
Man.
dry. Hey, Tony.
Hey Tony,
Hello, Trey.
how are
Hey,
you?
I'm doing great. I'm going to tell you something right now. Trey, your ice cream and Sean's ice cream was super good.
Yeah.
You can come to any meetup and make us ice cream at any time.
Oh, mercy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that invite.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, she's sitting back there in the back. Hey, I don't know why I didn't pop in on the 5 hour live. I know I always see the Tuesday thing, but I do remember last week I was super tired.
Mm.
I don't remember, but anyway, yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
Beyond Babylon.
That's what it is, offset smoker.
Yep.
It's come in a very nice looking box. I haven't seen it yet.
Boy, I tell you.
Mm.
Hey, look, that was your fault. I don't know if that's Tina or Eric or both of them. That's y'all's fault because I brought home a whole thing of ice cream.
Yep, there was a lot left.
Yes, I brought home a whole thing. When we got home last night, we didn't get home. I don't even know what time it was. I wasn't paying no attention. I think around 9 we got home. We come in, I set the ice cream maker up, filled her up with ice, churned it up, and I ate about 3 cups of ice cream before I went to bed last night.
I was worried about you running out of gas.
Oh, it'll be all right. Trey's going to bring the fish fryer. I'm bringing the trot line.
There you go.
Yeah, that we go to 10 killer. That's what we said. Well, me and Dakota had talked about. I'm gonna bring my big fish fryer, and I may bring some fish. I seen Dakota's fishing this week. I never seen him even get a snag. So, I'm gonna bring some fish.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody at 10 Killer, and it may have been Dakota that had went fishing and caught some.
Somebody did. I don't remember that. I think it was Dakota.
I wasn't sure it wasn't Dakota that caught those at 10
Somebody, I remember that too.
They say the fishing's good there.
Hey, at Pinecone Fest, Angie and I were standing. Well, Angie was a lot closer, but I was like 30 feet, 40 feet away. And Randy, he threw his out there. As soon as it hit water, like 2 seconds later, I see him go boom. He goes, "Oh my God, I got a nice one." And the video I just put out today, I'm going to say it's like somewhere in that area. Nice bass.
Tony, did you ever hear about the one-armed guy that caught a fish?
No, it's going to be good. Yeah.
It was that big, huh?
It was that long, man. Oh my.
Yeah, that didn't look like it was very good fishing. But
well, I didn't hear anything about how good the potluck went, but that went over really good, I thought, at 10 Killer. And Anita and I didn't go there planning to eat. We just went there planning to meet. And I got picked to be a judge of one of 5 judges for the chili contest, chili cook-off. And I'm so brilliant. The first thing I done was I was like last or next to last down there with Jerry Butler trying to get this all finished up. And I got me a little chili out of the first one of those, and I took a spoon and I put a spoon of that without blowing on it. I just put it in my mouth and I just burned the crap out of my tongue. First one. And then I couldn't taste any of the rest of them hardly. I'm a great judge. Just ask Johnny Gillum. He picked me. He's like, "Hey, look at that dude. He's a big old heavy set boy. He surely knows how to eat good food." Yeah. And and then I just burned the crap out of my tongue right away. But I can't remember. Do you remember, Tony, how many pots of chili they had there at 10?
I'm just going to guess.
I was thinking there was like a dozen or something like that.
I was going to say somewhere between 13. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing right there. Yep.
Well, it took us 20
Yeah.
minutes for the five of us to get through it and
Yep.
try
It was a lot. Tim, how you doing, sir? Great to see you this past weekend.
Yep.
Hello.
I just enjoy getting to put. I know a lot of y'all I've seen faces and we've talked, but it's like I was telling last night. I don't know how many was on my live when we was coming home last night, but Mike's on here. But I did not realize that Mr. Mike or Big Mike was as big as he is. I mean, he was sitting over at chair. I said, yeah, he does. He looked like a pretty good sized fella. And I walked over and he stood up. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I'm 6 foot.
He kind of resembled the guy a little bit of the guy at the restaurant we went to, the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shayla, that's it.
Yeah.
Right, Tim. I know. It's great to see you, really.
Yeah, but it was. I was. It was nice to see everybody and get to actually, you know.
There was no hard feelings that your chili was like boiling when I tried it. I don't know how you could have known that.
You know, I mean, you're supposed to check that before you just throw it in your mouth. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm brain dead, so there's that. Me and Jerry Butler was trying to get through with that because Johnny's like, come on, guys, everybody wants to eat. And so we're running down through there, and Jerry looks at me, that one's good. That one's good. And every other one of them, he turned around, wow, that one's good. And we got down, and we all picked different ones, and they had to get somebody else to be a tiebreaker, so whatever one he picked won. You want to talk about something making you think of the title of Ginger's channel. All of this was not for nothing.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, you guys can lurk anytime you want, sir.
Well, Amy, I didn't realize there was that many. Well, y'all must have, was that Friday night or something?
Did the dinner for Friday night, I think. Yeah. Last thing I heard, it was like 40 something, and then somebody just said 42.
Do you remember how many channels were represented at 10 Killer? There was a bunch.
It was said, and I don't remember, so I don't want to mess it up.
I can't remember either, but I'm gonna bet there was around that many. I met a lot of people that I had no idea had a YouTube.
But wait, but Amy, who counted? Because did you count the white people?
I thought I heard somewhere in the high 30s, but I could be wrong.
She may have just been counting the bougie white chicks that only eat.
That's right. That's right.
He said 10 killer.
Okay.
Hey, Amy, I love you, but that chicken on a bone, it's chicken too.
She said that included all the white folks. Premium crackers and all.
Hey, Joey. Is she talking about all the white folks or all the white meat that's off the bone?
Oh.
You know, the guy that logs with me, he's the exact opposite of that. If we go somewhere and they're serving chicken, he's like, you got any like legs or thighs? I ain't eating white stuff.
Yeah, white stuff's too dry, no taste.
Yeah, he says the others got better taste, and it's different, obviously. Some people, you could take a chicken breast and deep fry it with breading on it like you would fry chicken, and then cut it up and blindfold them and say, here, this is alligator. And they'd say, it tastes something like chicken. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, Joey, I have you know my wife has been wanting a coffee grinder, and she's been wanting to grind her own coffee, and I have put her off. I'm like, no, we're just gonna buy coffee like it is. Well, I did not realize that the
Sure.
bag of coffee that you handed me was like whole coffee. So now she made sure to let me know. Now I have to buy coffee grinder.
Hey, Neil.
Well, that's just another opportunity to buy another power tool, you know.
Oh, no. Is that what we're gonna call it, as a power tool?
Maybe
You get the handheld because you don't ever know. You might need to grind your own coffee.
My wife's got a couple of those little micro grinder deals that she uses to cut up, like if she needs to pulverize some meat or something like that, or crackers with, and they say they will grind coffee on their deal. I don't know, never tried it, but I bet it would work. Hey, I know I have met these, or not met them probably, but I ought to know their names. What's the names behind Resourceful Living Homestead?
That is Brian and Kathy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We met them this
I
weekend.
think the way you say it is Hortzman is their last name. Hortzman.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody my last name. They won't be able to pronounce it, you know.
We're just as plain and simple, nothing special, LOL. Yep. What day? What is this?
I'm glad Tim was doing good enough to be there.
Yes.
Yep.
He looked great. Dana was great. We enjoyed the company.
Yep. We talked to Tim there for a little bit, or I did there for a while, Sunday morning. I think it was Sunday morning.
Here's the thing: there's so many channels out there, but then you've got the subscribers that comment on the side. Dana and just so many, and Tim, that are there in the comments, and then they show up at the meetups. Those are the people that support us.
Yeah.
We need to welcome them, we met. I'm trying to think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I did a video today. I said 3, and it's wrong. I'm going to say just like 5 that were there that subscribed to everybody and that showed up, and it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know, because now I can't, for some reason, since I've got like my 1,000 subscribers are right there. I don't. It never gives me a notification who subscribes to me anymore.
Yeah.
I never see. Even I've had some bigger channels that subscribe to me, and unless I just keep up with the list, I don't know. You know?
Have to go back and look on that list. I think mine's the same way. Since I hit that 1,000 mark, I quit getting those.
Yeah. Before that, I got if it was somebody whose channel wasn't private, I got a notification who it was. But Tony and them didn't know nothing about that. They're so far up there. That's.
I've been doing a lot of thinking on this deal, and Johnny Gillum has give out the information. If you want your channel to grow, you just need to put a lot of content out there. In which I would say, hello, hi, I'm Paul Case. I have 750 some videos on YouTube, and I got
hand.
Just this makes it more interesting. Watch my channel and see if you can figure out where that went.
There you go. Boom, you got it.
But Johnny needs to, and I'm going to talk to him about it. He needs to say something just a hair different. He needs to say you need to put out good content that people will watch, because his videos are excellent. He spends a lot of time making them excellent, I'm sure. And my videos are like whatever Paul can capture with a phone for the day. There's a difference, and people will watch stuff that's really interesting. But I've learned that people, the people that I met at the meetup, they will subscribe to you and they will watch some of your stuff from time to time. I have a few subscribers that came from other channels that watch and comment on every video I put out. And they never do get honest with me and tell me that was really lousy,
Well, we don't want to hurt your feelings. I mean, the same thing with me.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to this though. Seriously, I've got like 3 or 4 that are super, super crappy video, crappy audio videos. Guess what? Every one of them that I say is worse is the ones that I'm banging on. I mean, it's crazy. I'm getting views after views. Thank you, thank you. It's crazy. I mean, the worst ones, Angie told me to get rid of them. Why are you putting that crap out there? I'm like, I'm not erasing that. They're hitting right now.
Yeah. Johnny has that whole deal with his bull.
That's
and,
rocking.
and he is hitting them out of the park. And if you watch, he's got something started there where he never has a 20-second video with that bull or with the calf Elmer. And that kind of got me to thinking. So this fall here, when I've weaned calves, and I've just started this, I'm losing count because I can't count, I guess, or maybe I can count to 9 really good.
Yes, I'll say only 9.
When it was supposed to be day 10, I marked it as day 11. So there's 2 videos for day 11 that are not the same. I've been doing that with my calves, and I found out that I can't even get the content I want to put out on that short. So I'll put little clips of 3 different clips about feeding my calves every morning on, and they're doing as good as any I've got out there as far as shorts. We get 500 views on about every one of them, and they keep going up, people, as it's getting recommended to people.
Paulie, you monetized?
Do what? No,
No.
I'm still. My view time is keeping me back. I'm still like 2,900 to 3,200 on views or on hours. I mean, and
Right.
then you got to have 4,000. And hey, let me listen to this. This is how worried about it I am. See how I'm blinking in fear?
He froze.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That was the
I know. Actually, I talked to Johnny this weekend. Him and I talked a little bit about being monetized because I can be monetized completely. And one thing he always says that shorts is it.
Yeah.
Shorts is it. And I'm not talking about shorts or shorts. I'm just saying video.
You know, like Amy Short? Amy Short or another short?
I'm just talking about, but hey, Amy, we love you. But he talked a lot about different things, and
I married somebody that's probably about as short as Amy, and she hasn't grown a lot, but that's all right because the steps in her house worked out really good for us.
I think technically Amy qualifies as a little person by her height. I think technically she could get away with.
I have met Amy and her family, and if you call her a little person to her face, they'll be on you like
flies on it.
I'll tell you what. They'll be like you. They'll be on you like white on notebook paper, buddy.
Amy, you're doing great.
I'm just afraid that she might be going to boycott you when you're talking about her height while she's on your live.
Look, as much crap as me and her has talked to each other, we called her a little person. It should be the last thing she's worried about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Amy, Amy and the family are down to earth. I love being with them and talking to them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you guys about something that's going to go on in my community that I pastor in. And this is nothing that I've done. This is something that people picked up and have been doing for, I can't remember. They said I think last year may have been their 20th year doing this. There's a group of men who have gotten together and they wanted to do something for our disabled veterans, or at least some of them. And so they offer, and I can't remember how many places it is every year. I think it may be 9 places for a disabled vet to come to what they call the Great Hunt, the Great Deer Hunt. And they have an assembly to start this Great Deer Hunt. They've moved it to the school, the high school at Commerce. They sing patriotic songs. We always have some of our representatives and senators from our state that come there and attend it, and a few other dignitaries that they'll let talk for just a real short period of time. Makes it a really nice thing when they can't say everything. And they kicked this deer hunt off. And some of these guys are in wheelchairs. Some of them, we don't know what their disability is, but they're in the Disabled Veterans Organization, and that's who picks who gets to go. And they take them to a farm. It's actually a pecan grove on the Neosho River just west of Miami, Oklahoma, and they let these guys hunt. They help them to where they will get a deer or two, or they'll tag out.
That's cool.
And they always have a big meal in the evenings together for like 3 evenings there, and they do some other things, and it's all stuff that volunteers have just got together and put together. And they asked me this year if I would get together with some of the other churches in our area and make a presentation to those guys. So we've been working on making up some certificates of appreciation. I'm going to let the 2 other pastors and me sign these certificates and give them to these guys in their opening ceremony. I feel real honored to be able to do that. I haven't had any luck getting a senator or representative to talk to me about how come or why don't we get a month and call it Veterans Month and celebrate our veterans that have fought hard, and a lot of people who even have lost their lives for the freedoms that we now enjoy. YouTube would be nothing without these guys. They are they're not the backbone. They're the whole thing. It all rests on their shoulders for a while, and because they fought and gave of their time and of themselves, and a lot of guys who served left jobs here that paid 3 and 4 times what they paid them to go serve in the military, and they did it. And so I just really feel like that we ought to do something more to honor them. If we can let other organizations that are not very favorable to things in our nation have a month that they call their month, why can't we have a Veterans Month? So,
Do you see MT's
Yeah, I left it up there.
right there?
Yep.
Get a hold of him. He's asking you to get a hold of him.
Okay. The organization, you can actually find some things about the organization that does the Disabled Veterans Hunt on River Bottom Sportsman. If you just search River Bottom Sportsman, you'll find something about that, I'm sure. But they've been doing that for several years. They actually had a guy last year whom his older brother was also a disabled veteran, and the older brother was in the first hunt that they did. And then the younger brother got to go hunt with them last year. It's really cool. The disabled guys, they'll outfit these guys with wheelchairs that have tracks on them, and they'll haul them out there on a trailer and dump them off so they can sit there and hunt. And of course, down there on the river bottom, they've got some really good deer that have really nice racks always. So I just thought that was really cool to share with you.
We have a couple people here that's got some deer pens that do that. They pick so many veterans a year and disabled and stuff, and they go out and let them do the same thing.
Was one of the guys 2 years ago when I went to one of their suppers that they had out at the farm on the river, and he stood up. He didn't stand up. He was in a wheelchair, and they wheeled him over and let him have the microphone for a little bit. And he said, "Y'all can't imagine what this has done for me, because I never really believed I'd ever get to hunt again. And you brought me out here and let me hunt on your place and helped me to nab a couple deer. My family and I are going to have venison for the first time in 10 years because now I could go hunting here, and you renewed my hope in humanity that I'll get a deer somewhere closer to home." That guy was from quite a ways away, So I just thought, deal.
Hey, Paul, you see that comment there?
Yes, I have sent him several messages, but I have not got anything back from him. I put my phone number in every message, and he's from Miami. He actually was, before he was our state, I think he's representative. Before he was our representative, he was the manager for one of the casinos at Miami. got
Hey, Dale.
popular. Looky there. There's that Dale.
Oh, Dale.
There's Dale.
What's going on, Dale? River Bottom Sportsman.
Hey, Dale. Everybody just saying, hey, Dale, Amy, Laurie. Let me get down here to some more comments. There we go. There we go. I know Steve well.
Wonder if I still got my piece of paper here.
Mike MT and Paul.
Good. Y'all better get your camera out and be quick.
There you go.
Yep.
It's cool that there's people out here that's doing that, and
Yep.
I think that's good for our country. It gives us some renewed patriotism. You know what? They haven't been teaching our students, children in schools, how to have any patriotism for years.
Right.
My wife and I did a little vacation. Well, this is where the bucket of used hay string thing even came from. My wife and I went on a vacation this summer and spent a week in Branson, and I took a video of us stuck in traffic there where I didn't get any signs in the video, and I told whoever could guess where we took our vacation at that I would give them a bogus, lame gift. That was what it was going to be, a bogus, lame gift. And I already figured out it was going to be a bucket of hay string, and they'd have to come by and get it if they even wanted it. and right away, Hound of Goshen. And I don't know if this guy's been on any of y'all's. He first time I met him was on Lisa and Jesse's live. And Hound of Goshen is a musician, and he plays gigs, and he's over like he has quite a circle that he makes, but he drives around, plays gigs for people. And he won a bottle of Jesse's Vanilla, and he gifted it to me on their live. First gift I ever got from Jesse and Lisa. And that dude gets on there and guesses where we were at. And I'm like, well, I can't do that to him. I can't give him a bogus gift. He didn't give me one, you know.
Right.
So I found several of those pins that I had made up for 10 Killer, and I went and mailed him an envelope full of pins, and since then I've still had the bucket of hay string. So, but anyway, yeah, that whole thing had just kind of rolled into more than what I thought it should be. Bucket of hay string, just need a bucket of hay string, you know. But when we were going to Branson, we went and seen a show. And I would tell you the name of the show, but I can't recommend it. But there's a double-chested old country music singer that has a show there. And look at them two guys looking away, trying to figure out who it is. And
my dogs are going over here.
I was just looking over at my chat.
there's been more jokes about this woman singer than any other singer ever to hit the stage, and she has this show where they ride horses, and you sit in an arena setting at this show, and at the end of that show they do a patriotic number, and I bet 2/3 of the people sitting in that place didn't even stand up. Of course, me and several others were standing, hand over our heart. They ride through there with the flag, and 2/3 of them didn't even stand up. So we're walking out with the same people that was sitting around us, and some of them that wasn't standing up. I just said, and now I'm no little guy, and when I talk loud enough, people will listen. And I said loud enough, everybody in our 3 rows would have heard me. They must have been some of them northern scallywag carpetbaggers done been here and told people that they don't have to stand for the flag. And
I can't handle that.
And I want to tell you what, there was several people that went to walking faster so they could get away from me.
Yeah. I can't handle that.
including Anita. She didn't even want to be around me at that point. I was steamed. I'm like, hey, the only reason you have freedom not to salute our flag is because the people died so you could salute our flag. Let's get
Right.
real.
Yep.
It's kind of aggravating.
Yep. That stuff, all this stuff in sports, all the kneeling and all, man, I that stuff drives me crazy.
The first year I seen NFL was kneeling. I turned it off. I was done. And I love NASCAR. And I said, if NASCAR does it, I mean, NASCAR is my blood. I will be done.
Yep.
And
Same deal with the Chiefs. My mom has been an avid Chiefs fan all of her life, and
Hey,
she quit
Rebecca.
watching for a while because they was letting people do that. Now the coach they've got now, Andy Reid, he won't put up with it.
yep.
He's a red-blooded American, I can tell, because he tells them, y'all won't be playing if you don't get up, put your hand on your heart when they bring that flag out, you know.
You kind of resemble him a little bit there.
Well, just because I'm
You just got the overall look,
He does a little.
overall.
But the only thing is he does have all 10 digits.
Yeah, Andy's not disabled like me. I'm a disabled American farmer. The biggest disability is in between my ears. Right, Chris? Me too. I can't not say something. That's the thing. I can't not say something. If I don't say something, I'm condoning what they're doing.
Yeah. No.
Just the way I think.
I am no, don't kneel in front of me. I may come by and knock you over.
My wife has been being pretty thrifty, and I hope somebody who receives some of these, now, present company excluded, don't go looking in your mailbox for these because these won't get mailed out. They're going to get given to the people who are receiving them. But my wife has been busy, and this is a stainless steel.
Look, it's going to be enough people bragging about their Paul Case Farms cups. That don't even. Those are really nice.
Yeah. That would hold. You want to know the truth? I don't even have one. I don't even have one. But she's made up some of them because we had some people that sent us some of their swag and we wanted to gift them. So I'm working on trying to get finished with that. They've been awful good to us.
I'm trying to get swag, but I'm getting rid of swag quicker than I can get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I give caps away 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting on caps to come in.
It's not that I'm wildly popular because of all my videos on YouTube, but I don't think I would ever offer to sell any of it just because my wife is in that business of making one-off cups. She can make any design.
How is she doing that? Is that like a sticker that she's wrapping that with? Because it's really glossy. That's really nice.
It's called sublimation.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's a big long word that means she can do stuff I can't. Tina did have one.
Your logo.
Yeah.
Send us your logo.
Yeah, you want to make hundreds of them, honey?
No, not really.
No, she said not really. She'd rather be watching the grandson. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, I don't know. Manny, maybe.
I take it that Dale has some because he's saying
Dale and Lisa has. Yeah, but they've been here sitting at my table before, y'all.
Well, I commented, but you don't ever comment back on your videos hardly. When I comment to you and I say something, I said, if I would have knew that we was going to be getting cups, I might would have made the trip up for the birthday party.
The cups may have been the reason there wasn't a whole great big bunch of people here for the birthday party. You want to know the truth? When I planned that and invited Eric and Tina and the Jar and Dale and Nana, I thought I'm gonna mess with their mind, and I did, but they got me anyway. I told them, I said, don't bring any gifts. We don't want no gifts. This is going to be a weird birthday party. And I just told them, I said, because I'm dyslexic. When they showed up here and we started giving them stuff, we gave them cups, and I actually loaded them down with some lumber before they went home. I said, get it? It's a dyslexic birthday party. Instead of you giving stuff to me, I'm giving it to you.
That gum, Dakota. You should have went there too for your lumber. You's trying to buy lumber. He's just there giving it away.
I didn't tell you what the quality was. I said y'all gonna have to get creative, find a way to use that. Eric is like, "Oh, I already know what I'm gonna do with that. I know what I'm gonna do." He's like, "That's gonna go over here, and that's gonna go over there." Dale's like, "Wood."
What's that? What?
And then we start putting in the back of his truck. Oh, by the way, this is sometime after midnight when we loaded it in the back of his truck. He goes, "I got some ideas." And I'm like, it's too late in the night or early in the morning to go to heaven to think, Dale. You better write them down and think about them later. No, but we sure had a good time. We sat around here and talked so long that night. We lost track of time. I don't think anybody had any idea that it got after midnight on us. And of course, that if we would have went live that whole time, we would have been in Amy territory.
Oh no!
I'm telling you. I mean, 5 hours. Amy went 5, and we tried to go a little more, and she finally just shut us down. I guess she's saving a 6-hour life to the 2-year.
Did she do the Paul Case exit?
just not even say bye. Just
yeah. If it wasn't for me and Chris, she wouldn't have made it.
He would have been saying talking, then he's going to go gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Yeah.
Paul Case birthday bash meetup. They printed me shirts for my birthday. Everybody had on the same shirt. I don't know if you've seen the picture or not. Well,
No.
we had the same thing on our shirts. I don't want y'all thinking we all got in one T-shirt. That'd have been weird. More weirder than what we are. I tried.
Yeah, for 10 killer, I'm getting everybody Amy's cracker shirts made. Almost.
I don't even know if I want to know.
Oh, see, that's what you missed, Paul.
I
You
know.
would have got you a kick out of that 5 hour. We learned some stuff about Amy. I mean, woo. I mean, she didn't even like Chris. I mean, wanted to know why she was being stuck with the cracker.
I don't know why I didn't see the live going on. I just know that we were getting ready to leave to go down to Pinecone, and I was super busy. And I actually seen you guys on, and I was like, "There's no way. I got too much to do, and I'm too tired."
Did I tell you guys that they got? She's talking about getting stuff, or Dale's talking about getting stuff. He says Nana would all the stuff we got, all the stuff Nana got, we would have used. They fixed me up a birthday bag that had a bunch of old people stuff in it.
Old people. Now wait a minute. What do you mean old people?
Well,
What's the age limit you're looking at now?
I got a bottle of aftershave that costs $1.25. That's old people stuff. How about this?
Okay.
Chris. You make this shirt good? Okay. Yeah.
This is hardly any of it.
I was gonna say that's all I can
yeah. I gotta get this one.
You can hear in the background.
Right.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about this one?
And that's it.
And they had a whole bunch of other stuff and party favors. I mean, we really had a good time. I don't know what I'm gonna do with most of this though. Well, anyway, I should offer this to Anita next time. She says, "Can you stop so I can get some Carmex?" I know what she'd do. She'd look at me and say, "That's not Carmex." Don't tell me you guys' wives don't do that too. They don't have their exact brand of stuff they like to use, and if it ain't that, it's kind of like getting Dr. Thunder. She'll put up with that for a little bit, but when we're in town, she don't ever order Dr. Thunder. Right?
Yeah.
At least they didn't try to help me put any of this stuff on. That would have been really funny looking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, looky. Here, hang on.
You got to update channel.
Yep. They even made me put the T-shirt on, but nobody could see it. So, and now I've actually been asked. Wonder where I should wear a Paul Case birthday bash shirt too. And I'm like, wear it to church. I don't know. I'm innocent. Never. You never use any of this stuff, Angie?
Yeah. She's too young for that. She's a chick.
Oh yeah. How about that one? I didn't show you that one. Something for your bunions.
What are you looking for? Thank right in here.
She's a young chick. She's too young for that stuff.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I'm not. Somebody told me, "Oh, I guess you're over the hill now," and I'm like, "Dude, I've been picking up speed for 10 years without having to pedal."
So got balls in the fins.
There's no way Paul's. No. Paul's not young.
Brian. Angie, older than Paul.
No. Paul's
Wait,
over the hill.
He just turned
What?
50. I'm going to be 51.
You just turned 50?
Yeah.
Well, then you are. Angie's ancient.
Do you want to know how to have your hair mostly gray and your beard all gray by the time you're 40? Go to the bank and borrow $350,000 due back in 12 years.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Just keep your comments to yourself. Angie, keep it up to yourself. Hey, in all seriousness,
She's in there cracking up right now. She's not out that window. She's over there.
in all seriousness, Angie, nobody really knows what a pain in the rear is like until they've had hemorrhoids.
Hey, babe, you gonna come in and say hi to everybody just for a minute?
It was all Nana. She's mean like that. He's halfway to 100. Come on, Dale. She did say that once, and I'm like,
Babe, just for a minute. You do not.
I thought we were friends.
Don't be rude, Angie. God.
Exactly.
I'll
She
sing
says, no, get in here.
How about Angie?
Angie.
Angie!
30 seconds. I'll count them down from 100.
I know who wears the pants in your house, Tony, as long as she
I
lets
look
you.
like hell.
Here she is. There we go.
I look terrible.
I love you, Angie.
You look normal.
Oh,
I mean, it look like normal.
Your facial hair.
I look normal.
Doesn't she look delicious today?
No.
Hey,
No.
hey, Angie, your facial hair is not as gray as mine, so.
I know. I dye mine.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Hey, we about got a fist fight between some old people over here as neighbors of mine in the comments. Look at that.
Uh-oh. Hello, Evelyn.
Whether I'm older or younger than Tina Rainey, I don't know if it matters, but we was driving down the road the other day and she flat blowed my doors off. I
I might get a
mean,
bigger look there at Angie.
Angie, you look young as ever. I've only
Thanks.
known you for about less than a year, but that's all I got to say about that.
Angie, everybody's saying
Story.
hi. Huh?
Mm.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. I went to the store one day. I went to pull out my wallet out of my purse, and my hemorrhoid cream landed on the counter. They all were cracking up. I was so embarrassed. I just walked out and left my stuff on the counter. So now you all know I had hemorrhoids. Sorry about that.
I have some of that stuff if you're ever visiting and need some.
Oh, goodness.
They gave me some of it. I don't know what's happened to it though. It'll be brand new. So I'll just mail it to you for Christmas or something.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Eric, you are in so
Sorry,
much trouble.
Dale. Thank you.
You got a lot of people to speak to there, Angie. Everybody's speaking to you. Don't be
Yeah.
rude.
Okay, I wasn't rude. I'm here.
Yeah, I know she had to go to work, but I also know there is nobody that energetic about going to work that they blow my doors off. I mean, just of course I could only go 55 up that hill over there, but pulling a big old trailer and hauling a tractor, and she just only thing I seen of her car was where it says YouTube in the back window, and I'm like, that was Tina.
Yes, you put it on your eye.
Okay.
Oh, my.
All right, y'all. Love you.
Well, bye.
Right.
I wasn't rude.
Nope.
She's got to get. I know she's going to go get ready for bed soon. 4:30 will come really quick.
Oh, 4:30. Yeah,
I
that's
know
what
that's
time I
right.
get up when I'm working days. 4:30, 4:45.
Jack Dyer apparently gets up about that time because he's always putting his redneck weather report and his Bible reading every morning up about that.
Right.
Boy, here's catching heck over there.
That's all I could see was the blur. Hey, she's in law enforcement. I mean, Eric should have known better.
Yep.
Known what he's
Paul
getting.
was too good. Paul was too good to come see us. This weekend.
Mm. Mm.
Dale, sir, what you did on Sunday morning was absolutely perfect. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
I don't know how come that wasn't videoed.
It was on Dale's Live.
Was it on Dale's Live?
Yeah. His devotional at 9:30 for an hour. We were under the pavilion with everybody. It was really good.
Well, let me tell you about how my Sunday morning goes. I teach Sunday school. I actually get to teach youth Sunday school at my church, and we don't have a whole bunch that'll show up for that, which makes it really cool because you can do things with a small group you can't do with a bigger group. And so we've took to once a month going to Brahms, which is about less than 4 miles from our church. We'll go to Brahms, order, sit down, and eat our breakfast. And have a Sunday school class in Brahms.
Good night, Rebecca. Thank you.
I've had some people that come up and stand beside of the table where we're at just to listen when we're having our Sunday school class in Brahms while we're eating our breakfast. Pretty cool.
Right on, Dale.
Like a tent revival. There you go.
Hey, Jan.
Would have been in the pole barn.
Hey, Miss Jan.
Hey, guys, I got to go for a second. My brother's calling me from.
Okay.
Right.
Yep. Well, he just Paul cased us there. He can't give us an idea he was leaving. Just,
Well, I never did like long goodbyes.
yeah,
Hey, Trey.
You got that.
I watched your video from where you was mowing with the 1466 tractor.
Mm-hmm.
Tractor been in your family a while?
Oh, no, well, I mean, we've had it a long while, but we bought it from somebody. Dad did. So we've had that tractor probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Somewhere along in there. Maybe
I've got a 966, and we use it to disc mow with. Our disc mowers are Kuhn brand, and they're 10 foot, so they're pretty doggone heavy. My 9 has a factory cab on it, which is not all that common on those. And it was the red one. It was supposed to be the good one. It actually is outfitted with air conditioner, but it does not. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Dale. He's gonna go to your kids' program.
Yeah, dadgum right. We do it at Brahms once a month, but I pick when it happens, and I don't ever tell them until the night before. And we usually get a few extras whenever we're going to go to Brahms.
Yeah, well, we have a 966 too. We have a 966 just old open cab, and then the 1466 2-post canopy. And oh, here we go. Pray on, but I'm getting sleepy. Good night. She'll hear something and she'll jump back on. This will go on the whole time. And I can't believe, Amy, you've hung with me for an hour. I was with you the other night for 5 hours. 5.
I love
okay.
you, Amy. Good night. Okay. See you in 10 minutes.
I'm
gonna fix that Alice. I haven't even had it on video at all yet, but I got plans to fix it. I actually have a set of back tires it's gonna get that are already on wheels. I'm gonna put it all back together. I bought a D14 Alice from Eric Rainey, and it's a little bit took apart, and it has a weird setup on the brakes. Most tractors have individual brakes, one for the left and one for the right, so you can help with steering. And this one has that, but instead of the pedals being side by side, they're one above the other. It's totally different. Yeah, I'll have to point that out when I got some video on it. I had never seen one that was set up just like this one. Pretty cool. I want a bigger tractor. I've got several bigger tractors. The problem with a bigger tractor is they're heavier. And the greatest thing about a bigger tractor is they're heavier. They ain't nearly as handy to haul as the size tractor that Johnny or Chris or that has, and or even Eric Rainey's got a really nice size tractor his is not anywhere near as new as theirs, maybe, but gets the job done. Gets the job done.
Yeah, we've got, like I said, I think we go from the 1466 and go all the way down to, I think the smallest one we've got that we use is 60 horse.
Yeah, you were saying about the year on them. The last year they made the 66s was 76. And the 76 model 66s, most of them had a black stripe that went all the way up over the top of the hood. They did that just for this last year.
I have seen them, so I didn't know what the year model difference was there, but yep.
I'm not sure when they started. I'd have to go look.
I know I've seen a lot of 86 series. It's got the black hood.
The 86 series up until let's see, in 1980, they painted the panel on the side of the radiator red instead of white. And then most of those, instead of having just this black stripe that says International on it, would have another stripe beside of that too that went all the way from cab doors to the radiator. So they called those a double stripe or a tri-stripe or something like that.
I did not know that. Look, see, I've learned something tonight.
They only did that for the last couple of years. I've got one. The cool thing that they did to those was they went to changing them more to like what the updated tractors are now. Yeah.
Hey, Paul. I just got a call from my brother, lives in Florida. My mom fell, hit her head. She's not. They're taking her on the ambulance. I don't know yet, but if you give me a prayer or something.
Yeah, let's pray. If you're up for that. What's your mom's name, Tony?
Joan.
Say again.
Joan.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, tonight we lift Joan up to you. Father, we don't know all the particulars, but we know you know. And Father, she's in your hands. And Father, we just pray that you would touch and heal her. And Father, that you would strengthen her at this time and be with those who are around her and those who are taking care of her. We pray that they'd make decisions that's according to your will, Lord. And Father, that you would play that out in front of us and that we would know it was you. We pray, Lord, that you would have your way in this situation. I pray, Lord, also that you will be with Tony and his family as they deal with this. And Father, that you would just give them hope and peace and comfort at this time. And Lord, we want you to know we love you. We thank you for giving us Jesus for our salvation. It's in his name we're praying tonight. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
That's tough. I had a guy in my church he has really been through the ringer with stuff. And it looked like he turned a corner and was going to get to where he could do better. And he has COPD, and he does all the treatments for that. And he had fell in their house, and his wife is so blind she can't operate a microwave. And so he has to help her with everything, and she had to help him get up. And he sleeps in a chair because laying down causes him not be able to breathe as good. And so he fell asleep in the chair, and when she got up the next morning, he's unresponsive. And they think he had some kind of attack in the middle of the night with that COPD and couldn't get the air out of his lungs. And they said that he had carbon dioxide poisoning.
Okay.
So he's having to deal with that. They took him to hospital, but they think it's affected his mind because he was deprived of oxygen so long. And this is one tough dude. He during COVID was in the hospital on a ventilator, and they said that he had went septic, which means his whole upper torso and all of that would have been infected. And he made it through that. He got out of the hospital, walked away from that, and not a lot
Praise
of people.
God. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a testimony.
Yeah.
Hi, Trey.
How you,
Hi,
Miss
Paul.
Pam?
Tony.
Jan, how are you this evening?
I'm blessed. Highly favored. Thank you.
Okay, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think maybe that Trey and I need to start a time of our own, a time slot, just to have tractor talk, so everybody could.
I would like to talk about okay, you're going to have to help me here because I'm a newbie on farming, right? So it's Chanless,
So what?
the tractor, Chanless,
The tractor.
There's an Alice Chamber.
Atlas Chamber.
No, not Atlas. ALLIS.
Alice.
Chalmers, CHALMERS. Alice.
Alice Chandler.
So this is like trying to teach Dale how to say Missouri. I mean,
It's Missouri.
Oh my goodness! Here you go.
I don't say Missouri, but when I'm around people I know that know I should say that, I say Missouri. But otherwise, it's Missouri. I
don't know where the Chalmers part come from, but the Alice comes from the place they were made at in West Alice
Chambers,
Wisconsin.
Right?
Somebody tell me.
I want to say it one more time. Alice Chambers, right?
Alice Chalmers.
Okay, so here's my story. The guy who first brush hogged our land when we bought the land and moved in, he has an old Alice Chandler's, right? Did I say that right?
Oh, yes, ma'am, you did.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm learning. Okay, so he had that one. I did a video on it with him because he was super cool and he didn't care. So he had that, and then he was brush hogging our pastures because they were like so overgrown, and he broke his brush hog. He was okay. Wait.
Hey, Paul's one of the deals, Eric.
Eric, I think you got an echo.
Oh,
it's Eric.
Paul's you too.
Turn the TV down, dear.
Tell the Eric.
Oh,
My bad.
Hey, wait, hang on. Let me bigify you, Paul. Wisconsin. Yep, that's what Dale just said. That you was looking. And Dale said Wisconsin.
West.
Is that that looks like sort of like his tractor too.
Oh.
Yeah, it was old 50 something.
Yeah.
Oh. Original price was $2,900 in 1960. What?
Wow.
That was a
Oh.
lot of money back then.
Yeah.
A
Wow.
lot. That was like a home mortgage.
That's what the tractor that I bought from Eric should look like.
Well, you bought it from Eric. I'm just saying. Hi, Eric. Wait, I
Maybe-
gotta get my hand. That hand was a hi, Eric. Anywho.
Oh, look, Amy's back.
Hi, Amy. Good to see you. Did you get a nap?
She probably took a cat nap.
Was that about 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was about. Probably.
Wait a minute, though,
All right.
Dale. You in on tractor time, but you'd want to talk about dadgum John Deere's.
Them dear John
Well, wait
tractor.
a minute. Wait a
I
minute.
was afraid they'd write me a letter and leave.
I
me.
love you, Amy. Okay, but wait a minute. Like Kevin's uncle is like president of one of the John Deere's in Iowa.
I'm sorry.
But wait, do we own a John Deere? Oh no. Oh no. No.
You couldn't afford one. It's too expensive.
Do we own a tractor? Oh no. But
I don't know if I have a good one, but I got.
I
enough
got it.
spare.
No, I got a tractor, Paul. It's a Troy built red lawnmower.
Oh, yeah.
You betcha.
Hey, it works.
That's
Those
right.
are
Or
easy
I
to
got a
haul.
Dodge Ranger. I mean, Dodge Ranger.
Dodge Ranger.
Uh,
Man, you're making me laugh.
Ford Ranger. Howard did
I
the
was going
Ford.
to say
Tony.
Polaris. I was sure. I was sure it was a Polaris.
I had to regurgitate those words. But I do own a Chrysler. It's part Dodge.
Well, you know, I told Dale when he come to my house that we needed to overlook my John Deere equipment. I have a John Deere disc that I bought. I don't even know. It's huge. It's like when you lay the wings down, it's over 20 feet. And
The round things with
yeah.
the blades on them.
I got a
They
great
cut
big
the
one. There.
hay.
One of them that will no, this one's one that cuts into the ground, tills the ground.
Oh, does it now?
Yeah, it's a disc.
Oh.
And then I got thinking about it, and I was in the barn the other day, and I'm like, "Well, you big dummy, you got a John Deere Tedder too, because you bought it from somebody that hated it bad enough to get rid of it." Yeah, you know how many times I've used that? Twice.
Hey, you want to know another story about Simply Jan Homestead?
Bring it.
Okay. You ready? Trey, you ready? Okay, you're the host, man. I just want to get your person.
Okay, laughing at Lori's comment. I'm sorry.
What, Lori? Amy, my daughter, calls her good friend a coconut round on the outside.
Bougie White would be the name.
Bougie.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Jan. I'm sorry.
So when we moved here, we have a circle driveway, but it's a long driveway. It's really long. Well, to me, it's very long. So right before you get to the entry of, I guess you would call it our yard and where our house is, where the circle begins, there's this international baler sitting on the side of the road. Did I know what it was? No. So we start looking at it one day because, frankly, it's just gathering weeds and more weeds and more weeds around it. It's on a trailer. It's got tires. One for sure is okay. But now it's been sitting there so long, it's embedded into the ground, right? The tires are. So I asked my guy who owns the Alice Chalmer. Okay, I was so close. Anyway, I asked him, I'm like, hey, man, do you want this? Because honestly, I'm never going to use it. And I knew I was never, and I wasn't. It was a baler and it was huge. And he's like, really? You don't want it? And I go, no, but I'd like to bless you with it. And whatever you decide to do with it is fine with me. Make money off of it if you can, if you're not going to keep it. Well, we start opening it up. He's a welder. There was one part that needed to be welded, but it wasn't anything like he couldn't hook it up and travel it away, right? So he gets, well, he had to put a tire on it because one of them was just flat busted. And so he puts a tire on it. He takes it home. And before he left, though, we open up the twine. The twine in there is like brand new. There's extra twine. There's extra. It's all loaded. And I think within 10 minutes, I learned more than I ever wanted to know about hay balers. That's my story.
I'll tell you what; those things are kind of a mastering of. It's an engineering marvel to watch them things tie that string.
Yeah.
And with the parts they've got, you'd think, oh, that ain't never going to work. And I learned about it when I was really young. My dad had New Holland balers
Kathy.
that
Good night, Kathy.
tied string.
Hey, Brian.
Right.
Y'all show some love to Eric.
We love
He's
you.
been talking since he come on. We hadn't. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
I was here. I was just letting Jan talk, so
I know, because I
let
never
her
get to talk. But I mean, this is sort of intriguing to me because I'm a girl. And, I learned a lot I really did learn a lot about the International Hay Baler. I mean, I was intrigued by that. I worked at a pull company, and all I did was fix machines and pumps and motors and filters. I mean, that I was like a in-house mechanic. That's what I did. And I love nothing more than tearing stuff apart. I'm the girl. Even though I'm 67, I still like that.
I heard you like tearing stuff up, breaking things too with the lawnmower blades and everything.
What?
Jan, do you?
Huh?
Yep.
I think it's breaking up.
Jan, do you try to plow with your lawnmower?
I might have perhaps once or twice hit a tree.
Where's the deck?
My mom put out a second-story window on the back of their house with a lawnmower once.
Love you too,
She
Angie.
said, I'd like to make sure I could see a snake crawling across our yard. I said, you got to pick up the rocks before you can get there.
Yeah.
I ran into a redbud tree and I crushed the hood of our riding lawnmower. And Kevin's like, how the hell did you run into
Paul,
the
when
tree?
he hit the rocks, he's trying to make gravel for the driveway.
And I,
That's why Eric got
But it
on.
landed in the upstairs bathroom.
Whoa, I just see it.
Did you see
Eric,
it?
what was that?
I'm not
I ain't got one of them.
oh, I ain't got one lamb. Sure enough, I know. I've been around longer than Irk was, and I ain't got one lamb. I sure enough met you 5 minutes before Irk did. Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh no! What is that?
Okay, it's P.O. Box
It makes the
1121,
water taste
Stockton,
good.
Missouri.
No, this going to be show and tell with Paul Case now?
Yeah, it is. I got a question.
Wait a minute, Paul. You're not trying to find a tree right now, are you?
No.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Everyone close their eyes.
I'm glad that was
All right, because once in a while, Jan takes off to go tend to the animals outside, and I'm like, yeah, not that time of night.
No, you have to water the plants, Tony.
Well, I was trying to keep it clean.
Wow, this conversation just went downhill really fast, Trey. I might have to leave.
You're covered, Paul. You're good.
I wanted to come out here and see if we could pick up any of the background noise. Can you guys hear any of that?
The cows.
Cows.
like music.
My daughter sent me this awesome picture of a comet flying through the sky she caught.
Feed them babies, Paul. That's what they hungry.
They're hungry, Paul. Yeah.
Took them away from their mother this morning.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're throwing a tantrum then.
Mm-hmm.
They're being aggravating. Anita says she don't mind, and I'll be tired enough. I won't care either. So
No, it'll be like night music.
Bench, you speaking about yearlings. We got you. Have you seen the short or the end of the videos, Paul, where the yearling got hung upside down in the fence?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We went today, and he's not doing good at all. So we give him some shots today, and his pus is running out. That spot on his leg was just a real small spot where it was hung, and now his leg is swollen up about twice the size, and his pus coming out. But it's one of them deals. There's nothing you can really do there.
Yeah.
I mean, you just treat it, and we give him a shot of Banamine and penicillin today, and we're gonna catch him again tomorrow and give him Banamine and penicillin again. But I mean, he's losing weight. I don't know if he's gonna make it.
Are you bottle feeding him?
Oh no. He's probably now, I'm gonna say 7-8 months old.
Oh, okay.
We pulled him to wean him, and just about, I don't know, a few days after we pulled him, he tried to jump the fence just to get somewhere. That was
I saw that. I didn't realize he was that old.
Dad had somehow his foot. I didn't get there. The time I got there, Dad done got him cut out. But somehow his foot got hung. I guess when he was going over that panel, it went in and hooked, and he was just hanging there upside down.
Yeah.
I
saw that you had 2 videos out, I think, about it, and I watched that, but I didn't realize he was that old for some reason. I was thinking he was younger.
No, you'll see the video. I done a video today, and it'll come out in a few days. But he's so weak that when he got up, I just put him in a headlock pretty much, and Dad walked up there and gave him the shots.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go work him in the chute. I don't, I hope he makes it. That's a lot of money sitting there.
Whenever I was showing calves back in the late 80s and 90s, they had a product that was a powder that come in a little pouch, individual serving pouches, that was called Butte. And it was a cattle pain reliever, is all in the world it was. And it was like giving them an aspirin or something, or a Tylenol, which was really, really helped us out. We had some that every once in a while, them show calves, when they're loose in the pen at the house, they go to riding each other. Well, when they get so big, they would get what they called stifled. And it was between their knee and their ankle on their back leg. It would get like shin splints or something like that if it was on a human. And so we would have to give them, and there was no withdrawal time on that Butte. It was just like giving them an aspirin.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt anything. And so we had some of them calves, when we'd take them to the last show they were going to, we'd be like giving them a package of Butte every day so they would walk normal in the show ring. By the way, showing cattle is, for what we did, was completely and totally not representative of the real industry. That's that. Oh yeah, and Dale says I didn't follow the sign. No, I didn't, and the reason is we have like 4 different bunches that we have to do this way, and we don't. If I spread them all out to where I was following the sign, we'd be 3 months weaning our calves. I can get them through my pen in about 10 days or less, and we kind of get them together as a group that way.
It's crazy right now, Dale, what they're still bringing. I mean, it's I'm going to go, which now we was talking today, and Dad's going to sell a few Wednesday at the sale. So I'm going to go up there and I'm going to do some filming, and I'm going to sit up there and y'all will see what they're selling for here, but they're still, man, they're high.
Our calves,
that's interesting.
The boys sold some of theirs, and they were between 400 and 500 pounds, and their take-home pay was between $1,150 and $1,250 a head.
For how much weight, Paul?
They weighed between 400 and 500 pounds.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. bringing pretty good money right now.
Yep.
Look, guys, they need to. All our inputs are higher.
Oh, I'm telling you,
I bought
everything.
hay string for exactly twice as much as what it cost us in the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's still not anywhere near as high as net wrap. I don't.
They,
If I
We're-
was putting net wrap on a bale, I'd have to do it by hand.
well, we're doing net wrap. We do net wrap, but it's not. It is maybe a little bit more expensive, but it's not that much.
Well, it saves you on the wear on your baler.
Yeah.
That's the big wrap that you see people put on around.
It's
Yeah.
like a net that they stretch over.
Yeah, I see American flags all around here
Yeah.
on the hay bales, and yeah.
Yeah, we are not quite out of water. I've still got ponds that have water in them, but we did have a neighbor that has a very shallow well that last week their well went dry.
Ooh, not
Look,
good.
I put out all this fertilize and was planning on getting some rain and getting some square hay. We have like 7 bales of square hay left in the barn from last year, and it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
After I put all that money out and fertilize out here, we got one little old shower. I think we got about 3 or 4 tenths out of, and it's nothing. I mean, everything's dying here. I mean,
We're desperate for rain.
We're feeding hay. I mean, we've been feeding hay now for. I've been feeding it here at my place for a little bit now, and Dad, we just started putting hay out in every pasture about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, here
2 or 3
too.
weeks ago.
Here
Yeah.
too.
There's some guys over there by Quapaw that are working on getting their beans cut off, and they had worked up some of their corn ground and drilled wheat into it. And there's trees along the highway in a couple places in their field. And at one time, I saw 5 dust devils running across their field today, and it's
All that seed will.
just it's waiting on a rain, but it's got to rain for it to be much good.
Well, I'm not putting anything out yet. We've got ryegrass and oats we're going to plant. I mean, for food plots for deer and for cows, but I'm not going to take the chance of wasting it.
Well,
No.
Trey, guess what we have in our predictions for weather for tomorrow night?
What's that?
32 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Freeze warning.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're 33.
I-
Wednesday going into Thursday.
Oh man, I want to see some snow too.
Ours
That's
is,
your mouth, Tony.
ours is Tuesday going into Wednesday. It'll be like 1 or 2 in the morning on Wednesday morning.
Tuesday.
Exactly right.
Oh,
David.
that's Tuesday. That's tomorrow, 33.
See, now ours ain't that bad. Let me see.
37.
I'll tell y'all.
Be
But the
trying.
daytime temps are great. Just the morning.
So we're right now, tonight's low is 51. Tomorrow night's high. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's high is 82. Then we go 41 and 69. We're gonna have a cool snap here for couple days, 3 days. It's gonna get down in the high 60s, low 70s for the high. And
Our low this morning is 42, and tomorrow during the day is 58 with the low at 33. And then
We're
it
gonna
jumps
get down to 41.
60s, 70s, 80s. So it's still all over the page.
Welcome to Missouri.
Look over
Yeah, I
there,
know, right?
look over there at Dale's last comment.
hey, makeup mom and son, how you?
What Dale
Right
say?
now? Yeah.
The one above that.
Oh, one above that? Yeah, that's what he said. 30 turns with a full bale in a baler compared to 4 turns with net wrap. Yeah.
Let me tell you where that wears the baler out. It's not where you'd think. It's in the pickup, because that whole time that pickup on that baler sits there turning, and those pickups on most of those balers have a cam roller that causes them to their fingers on the pickup to grab the hay and pull it in like that and then let go of it, and that really wears on those cam rollers and stuff. And we have worn the cam track out on one. We had to change a pickup off of a baler, and we put one off of a salvage baler I've got on one of ours for that reason. Northwest Oklahoma.
Wow.
They're in the freeze deal too. And I bet there's a lot of guys that's put wheat in the ground out there that hadn't got in enough moisture to sprout it.
Look, I had a pond today. I was working on. That's what I've pretty much done several hours a day. And man, I don't know how much dirt I pulled off before I got to any moisture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scott and I had been using it. I bought a Mini X a couple weeks ago, and Scott and I had been using it to work on a pond he's got. And you could get out there on that stuff that's usually so swampy you can't. And just 2 feet away from the water in the pond, the mud was all dry.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question. Do you think a tractor with all the attachments or a Mini X is, which one do you guys think is better?
Depends on what
Trey,
you want.
you go first.
Well, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, because a Mini X, you're kind of limited. I mean, you can dig holes and pull stuff up or whatever, but I mean that's kind of it. You know,
Okay.
tractor, you can do so much with a tractor.
Yeah.
Just different attachments.
Okay.
My turn?
Yep. Your turn, Paul. We're gonna go, and then Tony, and then Eric, and I don't have an opinion.
I want to know, Neil, is that Colcord, Oklahoma? A Mini X? No, you won't want a Mini X for doing farm work unless you just had a whole bunch of digging to do.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason
Or tree pulling.
maybe, yeah,
You may get
I've got 17 acres of locust trees I'd like to pull up.
a backhoe attachment would probably do the same thing. A lot of people are going to skid steer and the equipment that comes along with a skid steer, like a front mower for a skid steer and things like that.
Yes.
And a lot of those work pretty good, but the technology's new enough that all of that's still pretty expensive, and you can get a lot of money sunk into one of those. Go buy a tractor like Eric has. You can buy a tractor like Eric has and cut your trees off, pile the brush up on the stump, and in a year burn it, and you'll be years and years ahead of where you might be and not have spent a whole bunch of money. I mean, you'll spend a boatload of money. I've bought 2 Bobcat skid steers that are big enough to run a tree shear on the front, and you're going to have $15,000 to $20,000 in a machine that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
And
so Eric, you're the closest to me and you love me the most.
No, he's
and,
not.
Would you like to come over and demo your tractor?
No,
yeah, here's
no,
my
not.
thing. When you come down for the Ozark YouTube meetup, shameless plug. Okay, sorry. I think the right thing to do is load that bad boy up on the trailer, bring it to my home, and we'll just go party and do our thing at the meetup, right? And have a grand old time. You just take the whole week off. You're not working that week.
Well,
I'll help feed. I have food, Eric. I have food. I can keep your bills. I can't help you with, but man, I'll feed you. Okay, and I'll bring you home. I'll take you home with food. Okay, so if you just bring that tractor, or Tony, you're like my brother.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not begging. I'm just saying. You know. Okay, I'm begging. Please.
There's some comments over there you ought to be reading, Jan. Look,
I can't see them if I want to read them. And it would tell me what they're saying. Jan, what? For the general farm work, I would say a tractor too, with the forks, because I could lift hay bales or whatever, and with the shovel, I can dig because I like to dig holes. And then with the what's that thing that you drag? Oh no! And then with the brush hog, totally need it. Totally would need it.
A bush hog.
The thing,
not
the
a brush,
cool
it's a bush
thing
hog.
is,
It's a bush hog, not a brush hog. Me and Dakota got into that discussion this weekend. He's like, a brush hog. I said, it ain't a brush hog. It's a bush hog.
Hey, that was a lady
bush,
over here
a
by
bush.
me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a bush hog. Because I already caught hell for that years ago when I said it. But I claimed my ignorance. So I'm
What I'm sure just the main
bush hog.
It's actually a rotary cutter.
Yeah.
I want what would be cool, yeah, is something like that. Because you know how in your pastures you have things that grow like trees, but they're not. And you can't, our weed eater has a blade on it, but you could get killed cutting some of that stuff down. It's so thick.
You need to watch the video where I had that blade, that chainsaw blade, where the blade with the chainsaw teeth on my weed eater. And then I realized I broke some of those off while I was cutting. And just think,
Oh yeah,
RPMs that thing's spinning and where those teeth went to.
oh yeah, it's a real thing. I know.
Uh-oh. Is he frozen?
Paul.
No, he's not.
I have something to say, but I'm trying hard not to say it.
Look, all you need is a 6500 Mahindra 4-wheel drive. Let me tell you, you go watch my videos. I've took trees that big around and just push them over. I give that thing.
We got locust trees. Like if you went in, you come in our driveway and you go to the right, you better have a helmet and like a what do you call that? The Tin Man uniform on, because you're gonna get poked.
Armor.
You want me to pull my camper in there to go visit you?
What?
And you want me to come over there and pull my camper over there and visit you?
Yeah, I don't have hookups for your camper. You'll have to hook that up.
I haven't just but you want me to go there. You're talking about poking you.
I don't want you to poke me. I want you.
I only know very little about those locust trees, but them things are wicked because they will actually grow thorns on their thorns.
And their roots, unless you pull it out by the root, those roots they grow feeders or whatever you call them, or thingies, and they grow and grow and grow. And we have them. Whoever the heck thought that was a good idea to bring them here, I'd like to slap a few times, honestly, because they're obnoxious.
Eric, what's your take? Tractor, skid steer? What do you think?
Tractor all day.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Eric talks. I can hear him talk all night. There he is.
He sits there and acts like he can't get a word in edgewise. And when you're sitting there talking to him one-on-one, he's like, you can't get a word in edgewise.
They'll put the exact same thing in the comment, whatever way that is. Tractor all day. And then the very next comment he puts, yeah, get a skid steer.
Skid steer, the newest, biggest skid steer is $200,000. I did not know that a new skid steer was that expensive.
Let me ask you something, Dale. Who can work on that $200,000 skid steer?
Dale,
computer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I went to having problems with one of my
video.
I went to having problems with one of my skid steers the other day, and we had an issue with it before where we found that the fuses, it has automotive style plug-in fuses, and those fuses were corroded. And we took them out and scraped them all and put them back, and it ran, and it wouldn't start. It set a code. And so when it did it this time, though, all the lights came on like it tried to start, and it wasn't setting a code, and we couldn't figure it out. I got out of the thing 2 or 3 times and had to shut it off. I get back in it to start it, and it's one of them ones you have to put a code in and then push the button to make it start. It don't have a key.
Oh.
So I get it all to where I can start it, and then I go around there and cross solenoid on the starter, and it starts. And I'm like, well, ain't nothing wrong with this stupid thing. And my buddy Kevin does some light testing on it, and he thought that the end of one wire was corroded, so we cut that off, put a new end on the wire, and put it back on there, and it wouldn't start. And so I said, well, are the battery cables tight? He's reaching over around the battery. Oh, yeah, they're tight. they were loose on the solenoid on the starter.
Oh,
That'll do it.
We put a wrench. You couldn't move them very much. We put a wrench on there and turned it like an eighth of a turn, and it started. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow, that's aggravating, you know,
Wow.
hidden in plain sight. But
It's-
I bet that wouldn't be the problem you'd have with a John Deere.
Well, you also have a puzzle to figure out the problem.
They probably got better battery cables than that, don't you think, Eric?
of course.
Yeah, they'd have better battery cables than that.
Dale said they teach guys every day. I mean, that's how much they tear up. It's a steadily flow.
That's right.
I think y'all right. We need to have us a tractor talk. We need to come up with it. Dale, could y'all come up with a name? Let's get a time.
Oh,
We
Dale,
talk-
no,
we
it's
talk about
not.
some John Deere stuff.
If we're gonna do that, we might have to limit my opinions and knowledge to anything pre 1990.
Dale said Eric can't talk because I won't let him.
Yeah.
She's scared I'm going to say anywho or something, probably.
Anywho, Eric.
Oh, I love you, Jan.
He
I love
did it.
you,
He slipped it
brother.
right in there, didn't he, Jan?
I know. He knows when I hear the word, when people say anywho. I'm like,
Just
what are you talking about? It's anyhow.
that just
Mhm.
bugs you
It's
to
not
death.
any,
Sound like
who
it's
the hell?
referring.
I'm sorry. Came up with the term anywho.
You know-
who thought that was a good idea?
And that's
Eric
one of those
did.
words it came out in one of my videos that Jan happened to catch. And it's one of those words I really don't use that often. However, she didn't realize that I'm the type of person, especially when it's somebody that I really like.
Yeah.
No, it annoys them. I'm cranking it up to 11 every time.
Survivor. I'm not a victim. Survivor.
Well,
I love
Angie,
you.
I thought you had to go, Angie. I thought she had to go to bed. She bad as Angie.
Angie, we
on here in a
were
minute.
talking tractor, but we had to switch to the anywho for a minute. So bear with us.
I want to tell you
It's
that.
called night night, Angie. It's
I-
your bedtime.
Anywho, Dale's going to bed.
Anywho,
I have something
Not
to say.
Dale.
I think if you're going to select a tractor, you should test drive it.
I think if you're gonna buy a
And you ought to,
mortgage to a new house by buying a tractor, you should be able to have a week trial run with it. And if it doesn't work out, no holds barred. Everyone walks away free and happy. Maybe they keep your $100 deposit.
I get this pain behind my eye when you start talking about the prices of tractors.
Now, Dale, what not the word I do use all the time.
That's why I want a tractor, because all the tractors we have is Dad's. I have an 8N Ford that just sits out here. I don't do nothing with, but man, they are high.
I got a toy
Those
built.
TYMs,
I've
Those
noticed
two-
that, Trey.
yeah, that they're high.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've been looking at the TYM tractors, and there's a lot of people that. Here we go, Angie. A new tractor is a new house mortgage. You're about right.
It
I'm gonna have
is.
to take it.
It is.
I have to sit back here and say, nope, Angie, you're wrong. A new tractor for me. Hey, you put that thumb out there. That's my handshake you're messing with. A new tractor for me. I mean, I can be just as happy with one that costs $5,000-$6,000.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And you want to know the truth? I drove to Paul's Valley to look at one that they had advertised that was going to sell at an auction. And made the guy an offer on it and bought it, and he shipped it to me. And so, and that's the newer one of the 1086s I've got.
He shipped it to you?
Yep.
Hey, look, I'm
Well,
gonna tell you though.
I had to haul it on semi. It was too heavy. 1086 probably weighs 12.5 or something like that.
Dang.
I paid for that Ford that I just got. I got it for just a little over $9,000. So, and it's a 2000 model. So
We found a tractor a couple years ago, but Kevin hadn't been at his company long enough to get a really good bonus, And we wanted to buy a tractor, and we found this one tractor, and it was like brand spanking new. They were moving, they were divorcing, blah blah blah, and the tractor was for sale. It was like $4,000, and we didn't have it, and we were just dying because we verified it and everything, and we just couldn't. We were gonna rent a trailer, hook it up and bring it home, but we couldn't do it. It didn't come through. I guess it wasn't meant to be, but still,
There you go.
it was awesome. It had everything on it.
It wasn't meant to be. It might not have been as good a thing as you'd think. Who knows?
Maybe not. I mean, we're going to have to drive several miles to even test run it. So there ain't no way I'm going to load a tractor up and not test run it and drive it around,
Well, all them old 66 series and all that, they're some jam up good tractors.
Yeah.
If you could get the shifting, that old shifting gets so sloppy. We have ours will get hung up in between gears sometimes. You got to get off and get down on top of the transmission and stuff.
Mine does that true. We got a screwdriver that stays on the dash just for such an occasion as that,
Yeah. But I love them, that 1466 and that 966. I love driving them tractors and I love running stuff with them.
I want to tell you what, we had an 06 and a 56, 706 and 756 that we ran a lot. And I went from the 706 pulling a baler with 70 horse tractor to a 1086. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know they made a Cadillac, And
what's the difference horsepower for the 1086?
The 1086, 125.
Oh, okay.
It would do at an idle what the 706 was doing at full RPM, and not only that, 706 was gas, so we was hauling a lot of fuel to it. The 1086 has 100-gallon of fuel capacity, so I was using it to pull a round baler with, and we would bale 600, 700, 800 round bales before we even checked the fuel in it. And I got a neighbor that was doing some of the same work with a smaller John Deere. I think his was a 4030 or a 4040, which they're like 80 horsepower. And he was going through twice as much fuel as my old red tractor. And I razzed him about it all the time because he had some red tractors. He knew better. But I said, how's that green tractor working out? Is the air conditioner working good? He says, yeah, it's really nice. I said, is it worth the extra you're having to pay to run it every day? You could have one of these red ones. Ooh, think about the nice shiny red one you could have for what We first noticed some of that, though. My dad's got an old 970 case, like what those Witham family runs, and we was running a disc mower with it, and the fuel consumption on it's like almost nothing.
Wow.
Amy, I'm that's what I was saying though. The TYMs like y'all got, they're not bad. Those tractors, a brand new, and it's a lot of money. Do not get me wrong. A brand new 75 horse 4-wheel drive cab tractor with a front end loader, the third function, 2 rear remotes, and the ag tires on it is like $49,000. 75 horse, and that is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but you go buy that same tractor in a green one or an orange one or red, or
red or blue,
like that's closer to $100,000.
Not doing it.
And I've been, before we got this, when I get on to Tatum local tractor company here, they do Mahindra, and they also now do TYMs, and they do a lot of the package deals, which is, I think they're all 25 horsepower tractors, but you get tractor, you get a trailer, you get 5-foot brush hog, and you get a box blade with it for about $29,000. But it's 25 horsepower tractor for here, just I'd tear it up too quick. I've got too much to do, and so
Well, I've always heard to get at least a 40. Is that true?
Or at least a 40 horse.
Yeah.
depends on how much you got to do with it.
Yep.
Like, well, we have 17 acres. Would a 25 do on 17? Or, I mean,
Well,
I want to
you do it.
I want to be able to do above and beyond what I'm expecting I have to do.
Well, you don't want 25 horse if you want to go above and beyond, because you're at the bottom of the grid there. But
Okay, so
all
40.
here's what it goes. The more horsepower you get, the more expensive it's going to be.
Right,
But the more expensive the equipment's going to be for it.
right.
But the bigger the equipment you can run, the bigger the horsepower tractor, the more work you're going to get done in a shorter amount of time.
Exactly.
So
And
Well, the
Yeah.
question really is,
there we go.
Jan, have you a lot to do and a short time to get there?
That's right.
no.
Eastbound and down. Oh, sorry, I'll get you kicked out of here.
I
Trust
mean,
me, it don't sound nothing like the real song. I don't think they would.
We gonna do what they say can be done.
I've only got, well, technically we have 16 and 3/4, a little over 3/4 acres, right? So what we do is we rent our land and we run the cattle on the main pasture, and then which is bigger than the pond pasture, because obviously we have the pond in there. And then behind our house we call it the sheep pasture. And so we have a gate between the big pasture, and then we have a gate to the pond. So we can run the cattle from the big pasture to the pond, let that rest, and then intermittently we can open the sheep pasture from the pond so the cattle, if they want to come in. But the people who rent the land, they we got a sweet deal from them. But anyway, they bring the hay out and the bales out, and they feed them. We get them, bucket rattlers and cubes, and throw that to them. But we don't have to feed them. They can feed off our land, and then the ranchers provide the hay bales for them. So,
Did you say sheep?
yeah, Trey, we had 3 American black sheep.
That ain't
I'm
right.
a dude with no.
Who asked that?
Don't
Tony?
do that.
Oh, yeah, you. Yeah, Paul. We had a donkey and a jack, and we have 3 American black belly sheep. So we traded Toby and the sheep for a heifer
Oh,
who she'll be due the end of this month or the beginning of November. And
so you don't have sheep no more.
well, they're here.
Yeah.
They're still here, but they're their sheep. They're
Oh.
not ours anymore.
Well, I didn't want to say anything derogatory about sheep while you had sheep. So since you don't have sheep no more, why in the world you want them grass maggots?
I gotta tell you, I loved having those sheep, and I really, really, I got sheep because I wanted to have the meat,
Mm-hmm.
and but when it came time to breed them, we didn't have the money or infrastructure to do the enclosure for the ram. We just didn't. And then it was time for rent to be due, and they're like, Hey, what do you say we give you a quarter of a cow, which we got more than a quarter of a cow. And that'll pay for this month's rent. And then,
No.
hey, what do you think about if we give you a heifer? And, you know, you'll have a cow from here on out, and you can breed it with our bull. And not only that, we're going to feed them on on your property and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Kevin and I talked about it, took a couple days, and we decided, yeah, that's a win-win, because now we don't have to feed the donkey. And he's very happy. He's doing really well. Toby is doing so good. We don't have to feed the donkey, and we don't have to feed the sheep anymore. So, imagine the savings on that. And we don't have to feed our cow except for the cubes that we treat them with,
I'm sorry, I just can't think about sheep as not say something. I have
Yeah.
in my
Well,
nature.
the American, do you know the American black-belly sheep are hunted in Texas specifically because of they have this the rams have a gorgeous rack of horns.
Well, I've
Gorgeous.
always
Not
reverted.
only that, but their meat is one of the most sought after sheep meat
Yeah.
in the world was the American. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to raise only American black-bellied sheep, and I'm going to get this lineage. How do you say that? Lineage.
I'm waiting for you to say it so I can figure it out.
Lineage.
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 Lineage going.
Where's that box at?
And yeah, I was going to raise them anyway. So, but I didn't because they gave me an offer I really couldn't refuse. Do I want sheep and have to deal with all that? And then every year have to get a different ram and blah, blah, blah. And, we're hashing all this out. And then, or do I want a cow who's pregnant who will give us a baby, whether it's a girl or a boy, if it's a boy in 18 months, we process it or we sell it for a bull.
You can get a little bit off from them before that.
Well, no.
When I get to thinking about sheep, though, the thing that comes to my mind, and I don't know why, I've been
No,
around
no,
people who have had sheep before, and it doesn't work right here where I'm at because we've got too many predators. And but I always go back to that thing in that movie Big Jake, where they're gonna hang that old boy that's a sheep herder, and he says, John Wayne comes up to him and says, What are you doing? He says, them are my sheep. He said, oh, that's what that awful smell is.
Oh, our sheep don't smell, man.
It was just in a movie.
I know. I never
We
saw
have
that
too many
movie.
predators. Right here where we're at, we have too many predators to be able to raise sheep. The coyotes just eat them things alive.
Well, that's why we had Toby, the donkey, so he could protect them. And we hear coyotes all around us, but we've never, thank God, had an issue. So, hey, I'll be right back. I got to go.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Was that an update on Mom?
Yeah. Don't know everything yet, but she definitely will be receiving stitches. My brother did not know anything if she's had a scan. Don't know if she's spending the night. He just said he asked how long it was going to be up. I said, well, if I go to sleep, I'll still have my phone turned on tonight. Usually I go mute or shut it down at night. But according to Dad, I call Dad. He's my mom's boyfriend. They've been together for a long time. He's said he'll let us know more. If there's anything bad, he will let us know. Other than that, tomorrow morning we'll find out. Yeah. So we'll see. She just fell. I don't know. I kind of know the area, but I don't know what she hit. But she did hit her head, and that's been. My brother just said that's been her 10th fall. I didn't know that. I knew of about 3, but that's it. So something's going on. She is 80. She's 83, I believe. Oh, actually, yeah, she's 83. She's 20 years different than me.
I probably won't make it that far. Just really, I'm wearing out pretty bad already.
Well, I'll tell you this. All the males in my family have passed on at 60 because of cancer for some reason. I'm talking a lot of males. My brother is 2.5 years younger than me, and he's had cancer twice. Yeah, and he's going to make it to 61, but as he said, next one, I'm out of here. And I'm knocking wood.
Yeah.
I love my life. If I could live to be 100, I would absolutely love it, no matter what kind of shape I'm in. Because I love life. I love everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If I live to be anywhere near that long, I better have a way I can get on one of them tractors and be able to drive it. Because I'm sure I'm gonna need the getaway. Oh, by the way, Jan, you talk about needing a tractor and all that kind of stuff. My tractor work is part of my therapy. And there is a lot of therapy. Eric, you listening?
Yes,
There's
sir.
a lot of therapy in getting on that tractor and going in big circles and not having to think about anything else. And you can work a really high pressure job where people are already always on your tail, like Trey does, and run this big operation and have to deal with all that kind of stuff. But if you got a tractor, you probably be successful at that because you can go unwind somewhere and get something accomplished.
Look, I said today in my video when I was working down there, I was doing a bunch of dirt work today. That's why I said that is just, it's so satisfying just sitting on that tractor and doing that dirt work. And you take something that just looks like crap, like that pond did down there today, and watch it all work and turn it into something.
Yeah.
You know.
Or you can do it the way I do and go down there and work on something that looks like crap when you started and keep working and working. And by the end of the day, it still looks like crap, but you're doing it.
That'll be that Alice for you.
Hey, that's a lot of stuff. But today, that pond levee, I took that old, we had a guy come in with a track hoe and dug it, and he made more of a mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've worked on it here a few months ago, but it was so growed up on one side I couldn't see, and it was kind of sketchy because it's tall, and he didn't put no slope on it. So my daughter, my youngest daughter Mallory, she went and sprayed it with Roundup. Been about a month ago, and killed everything off. And I've been just waiting on it to die. And I got down there today, and man, it looks like. Check that video out, Mister. I got some shorts. You see it. You'll see it. It's a
tell us, Ray, don't make us watch the dang video.
I'll do a short. It'll be a short of it, but I can sure use it watch hours.
Hey, Jen, who do you think you are coming on here and plugging your meetup and not even telling us what the days are, so we have to go hunting for it?
June 6th through 8th, Palm de Terre State Park.
You guys knew she knew, now didn't you?
June 6th through 8th, Palm de Terre State Park. Mickey drew some logos for us, and I allegedly have a bonfire store now, and I allegedly do not have it. No, that's not I do not have it posted because I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to be taught. And he's supposed to contact me and get it up on my channel.
I can tell you who don't use for stickers because my guy told me he promised me I would have my stickers by Friday for Pinecone Fest. They didn't show up Friday. I tried to call Friday, no answer. I've tried to call all day today, no answer. So,
hey, Jan, quit horning in on my territory because me and Eric have this thing going where we are the kings of don't know what we're doing.
No. You have not talked to the boss.
Hey, wait a minute. This is a misfit channel.
Look, Eric and Tony and you and Trey all need to chat with the boss because he will tell you, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mine will tell you the same thing.
Yeah, well, and I'm okay with that. I own it.
You don't need anybody to tell you. All you got to do is look at what I do, and you'll know I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, look at
Hey,
if
when I
y'all
bought
you come.
It-
Look, when you come to our house, okay, in the utility room, I built this potato and onion rack, and I'm Kevin was in Iowa at his folks' house, and I thought I gotta have a rack because it's time to harvest, and I had to build this. So I built the most, wobbly. I put hardware cloth over the top. It's so bad. And then I fixed it though. I did put braces in, so I supported it, so it's not totally wobbly, but it sort of is. But you know what? I've used it for 2 years. Wait, a year now, and it's still fine. So, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, that ain't how that goes.
Well, it ain't broke.
Haven't you ever watched Red Green? It says, if it ain't broke, you're not trying.
Well, honestly, y'all, I mean, we have a gigantic shop, and Kevin and I are just like, we have so much wood and tin and stuff like hardware cloth. I refuse to get rid of because we're gonna need it one day,
there you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, Jan,
So,
and you got music, so I don't
huh?
even know. I don't even know why.
Best comment there.
You got
Wait,
music,
what?
and I don't even have music.
You don't even have playlists.
I don't even have.
Oh, you gotta. Hey, you just
I've got
contact Jake
750
Hudson.
some videos.
If you want a song for your channel, you email jakehudson@gmail.com and ask Jake, hey, Jake, could you do a song for my channel?
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm telling you, within less than 5 minutes, you got a song coming
it's
back.
AI. But here's the thing: if you want a song for your channel, you got to have a really good about page because what
Mhm.
it does, he copies it to AI, and then
It's
AI
all
makes
off
a song
your
to it.
about
He
page.
did mine; it was crazy good.
There's some
Yeah,
people that I
Who,
watch.
whoa,
Uh,
who is this? Who is
Jake
Jake Hudson, capital Jake, all capitals. Jake,
Yep.
JakeHudson.
And all he wants is stickers in exchange.
Or no, he wants you to donate something. Like I bought him 5 teas. I think that's what he had. So it was like
What's
$25.
that?
So I donated $25 to Jake for doing that song for me
So
because
you said Hudson, is it with a D, H-U-D or H-U-T?
HUD is in dog.
I think he's the
SUN.
one that does the songs for Outdoors with Larry and Robin.
Yep.
They have
He
a bunch
did
of their
Jump to
videos.
Gems.
Is
Oh my
he a
God.
YouTube? Is he a YouTube?
Yep.
Hold on. I'm going to go in my phone
Wait, it's
and I'm
Hudson
going to,
with a
am I a
H-U-S or
moderator?
H-U-D?
I think
Right.
that's how it is. I think that's how it is.
HUDSON, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
Beth put it as H-U-S, like Huston.
No, HUD Son. All
Oh, it's Hud.
capitals.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have a playlist. I'm lucky that I got my name on my channel.
Why do you not have a playlist?
'Cause I'm dumb. I'm computer illiterate. How in the world am I even on this thing?
Hey, when I mess my computer up, I have to call my kids. I got to drive 50 minutes to come here to hit the right button to clean me up so that I can continue. Then they go back to work.
Well, that computers just they screw with my mind. But I've had like 3 laptops because I have a tendency to break them. I dropped
Okay.
one of them on our concrete floor, but this one, of course, is the newest one I've got, and I used it for like 4 months, and then the sound just quit one day, and I'm like, wonder if this person knows their video don't have no sound on it, and I'm like, maybe it's not them. So I go to the next one. No sound. The commercials on them had no sound. Nobody had no sound. And I guess when my computer goes to getting aggravated at you because you've never shut it off in 4 months, it quits sound. So yeah.
Jan's got it there.
Trey, if you make me a moderator, I can put his link
Okay,
up there.
let me go in over here and do it. Oh, here I am.
Oh God, don't make Jan a moderator.
Oh,
Things
shut
gonna get,
Well, do you know what you're
things
doing,
gonna get
Trey?
bad now.
I don't know what you're doing.
Tony, hush.
If you make,
Don't make
if
me
you
slap
make Jen
you.
a moderator, she's going to know everything about what you're doing.
Oh my God, don't.
Baby. All right.
No,
Am I blue?
don't do it.
Don't
Okay,
do it.
Here we go. Okay, close
Oh
that.
great.
Okay.
You're gonna regret this.
There you
Holy
go. There's Jake Hudson's channel. But I'm serious. He'll do it for anybody.
exactly.
And it's
But
pretty
your
cool.
about
It's all AI though. Which
Your
Kevin wasn't
but your
thrilled
about
with.
you have to have a good about page, not just a
have
couple things. If you've seen my video or Jan's, your video, it's all comes off your about page, how you word it,
Yeah,
and
what you say about
AI
your
makes it
channel.
all into a song, and it's really good.
It truly is. I love our song. It's got a
Yep.
good beat, you know.
Well, I
Yeah.
got to check that out. So, and my thing is like that's the tough thing is songs, man, with my editing because I try to do stuff if I'm just like tractors, I speed things up sometimes, just let it go. I can't. It's so hard to edit in YouTube Studio. I hate doing YouTube Studio. If I'm gonna put just one song in, it's fine, but I may skip. I may want to talk, and then it's
Yeah.
Doing
Yeah.
it on your phone or do you use it on a
I do
computer?
it on I do it on my laptop. Yeah.
Use CapCut. They've got
Well, I did, but here's the thing. I used I just went blank. Clipchamp.
Mhm.
But the thing is, there's all kind of music, but it don't tell you, hey, you can use
Hey,
this on
Danae.
YouTube. You can't use this. Yeah.
what I
You know,
do
that's-
is I want to do music because I'll do all my editing on CapCut and then I'll go into the YouTube studio, just download whatever music I want and then just add it into CapCut.
Well, that's what I do. Well, I want to add
Mhm.
into CapCut. And maybe I need to see how to do that. I might need to figure that out because normally I'll edit the video and then I post it more or less, but I leave it as
I have a
I leave
different editing program. Because I pay for it. That's the only thing I pay for. But Filmora.
That's what I have.
But
Yeah, I like
and
it.
then-
It's easy. It's got a lot of. I just figured out if it had a heart. Tony, you had that?
Fillmore, yeah, I just updated to 14 today.
Yeah. Well, do you know that the things with the hearts on are free to us?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Jerry, I asked Jerry about it because at Butler Family Farm, I'm like, all the things are hearted. He said, "So what? You pay for it. You can use those." So
What are you talking about hearted? What are you talking about hearted now? What?
They'll have a pink heart up on there on the clips that you can use, like for
okay, you're talking about okay, I know.
or
Right. Yep.
stickers or whatever, anything with a heart on it. We pay for that and we can use. So I've been doing it. I'm slowly playing around with it.
So if you pay for that, you can use any music they have if it has the heart on them. Yeah. I wonder if Clipchamp, if I pay for Clipchamp, because I just used the free version, if it would be like that on Clipchamp.
Probably. I don't know, but I know Fillmore is now. I know that, but they even did a survey and I responded to it. And I was like, I wish we had more things available without the heart on it.
Well,
what are you having, Paul? Iced tea?
No, more milk. I don't know what I was got.
Ice cream.
That didn't look like ice cream.
Well, I see him had a jug of milk in his hand. Chocolate milk?
Nope, vanilla.
Vanilla milk. Okay.
Ooh.
Just a little bit of that vanilla that Jesse loves so
Oh,
much.
quit bragging.
Oh, you mean the label, the whatever label?
You sticker?
Yeah, that stuff. Hello.
I guard my vanilla with my life.
Hey, Janae.
I asked them to donate one for my giveaway.
I have tried to win some of that vanilla. I've tried to buy some of that vanilla. In these, I don't know if it's meant to be for me to have any of that vanilla.
Well, you know, Friday I'm doing my 10K giveaway, so you might maybe if they'll. Yep. If
What time? What time Friday?
6 o'clock Central.
Is that 1,000 videos?
See, that's not good.
I'm at 11,000 something, hoping to.
Oh, I thought
get
maybe
a little bit more.
Like y'all are going to use the hashtag tool.
Yeah, yeah. Jerry helped me find it and get that all set up, so that's all ready to rock and roll.
I had talked to her today, and we kind of walked through it. So, yeah,
well, the way Jerry told me was like so simplistic. It was like just hit this link.
I talked to Gail today and told her how to get in there to it. So.
Yeah, you don't have to go through all those links and all that. You just.
I feel like I could share this with Tony. He was looking around for something. If we planned that out.
Paul, you're not sharing.
You get your own straw, buddy.
Hey guys, I gotta get going. I need to get showered up and get ready for bed and all that good stuff. I'm done.
Tony, have a good night. We'll be praying for your mom.
Yep. Hope mom's all good.
We're praying for Tony.
It's sounding better, but it's not 100%. But I think we're going to be okay. I hope so.
Well, we're praying. Yep. Lord will be done.
All right. I appreciate you guys very much. You all great.
We love
you. Next one. And Eric, maybe next time they'll let you talk more.
Yeah.
All righty, buddy. You all take it easy.
Take care.
Whatever, Eric.
Good night.
Old man King Homestead. He buys the same vanilla on Amazon. Okay.
Well, for how much?
Free.
I don't know.
If you buy it on Amazon, it's not free. Mine was free.
Yours was free, yeah.
Free.
Okay, I just text Lisa. I'll see what she says. But I didn't ask her for vanilla. I just asked if they wanted.
If you'll do that, just a spoonful of sugar and you didn't take 4 or 5 drops of that vanilla in a glass of milk. It makes it taste just like liquid ice cream, liquid vanilla ice cream.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you could put ice in it.
Y'all ain't got none of this. Here, let me see.
Ice cream.
You want to try it, Trey?
Well, I gotta hang on. Hang on.
I want to try it.
Hold on, sis. Where's Amy?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Amy probably fell asleep. Hold on.
It won't look right if it's not a red Solo cup.
I know, right?
I had to come on here and show some love, even though I'm under the weather. Y'all can hear my
You don't
voice.
sound very good, Janae.
Yeah, Janae's sick, but Janae broke her fever, and
okay, good.
You're not communicable, are you?
We're not gonna get it, Paul.
Wouldn't want to catch it here.
No.
Trey parked you awful close to me.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I gotta hop off. I got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna hop off.
Night.
Hey, Eric.
Take care, Jan.
Love you.
Not Jan.
Take care, Jan. Love you.
Paul,
too.
love you. Janae, love you. Trey, even though you're not here, I love that ceiling fan.
Did y'all see
Ceiling fan man?
Did y'all see Brenda's
bye, Trey.
Bye, you leaving?
Yeah, I'm out of here. I gotta go.
You want to try some of this, Trey?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, well, how we do that?
Wait, here. Wait, wrong way. Wait.
There you go.
You have to use the other hand, Jan. Jan, the other hand.
Here, you have that.
There you go.
Oh.
That was so screwed up. That was so sweet. Wait, let me go find my red solo cup. No, I got it. I love you guys. Have a great night.
Take care, Jan.
Bye.
Yeah, me too. Night night. Y'all want see when Trey and Jessica and Dale and Nana and Eric and Tina and Brian and Kathy were traveling on the road back from Pinecone. They were so sweet. I mean, they were cracking each other up. And I can't believe how good Trey was driving. And then poor Dale had a blowout with Nana in the trailer. And then they saw that sign that says White Rocks and Jesus. And then everybody started to pull over the side of the road. He said it was Dakota and Shayla and Mike and Terry from MT Homestead. So
Yeah,
sweet.
Paul, Dale and Nana had a blowout on their travel trailer, and they pulled over. And anyway, Mike and Terry showed up. Dakota and Shayla showed up. So
You know, it's good to have a lot of friends when you break down along the road, but you need redneck friends that have like battery powered impact drivers, you know, and powered jacks or something, or mobile tire shop. I've got a friend that runs a tire shop over here in Commerce, and he attends my church, and he has lost his sight in the last like year and a half. Over a year ago, they took his driver's license away from him. And so him and his one guy that helps him run the mobile truck went to change a tire on a semi-truck alongside the road somewhere up by Pittsburgh. And they ran up there and changed this guy's tire. And this truck driver says, I'm a little leery of driving it now that it blowed that tire out. And it was like on the back of the truck, I think. And he says to my friend, he said, would you drive this in for me? And he's like, well, yeah, I can do it. He crawls up in the cab of that thing, and the dude's in the passenger seat, and he drives it from Pittsburgh to Joplin and parks it on the lot where they were going with it, gets out and gets in the passenger seat of that service truck. And he's like, well, why ain't you driving that service truck? He said, oh, I'm blind. I can't see. And the dude says, well, thanks for driving my truck. And you're blind. Blind. Oh my God. He's blind.
And so, Paul, are you going to the next? Are you going to 10 Killer?
That's my plan.
No.
He said no.
He knows that we're going to be there, so he's not going to go.
I'll be at 10 Killer.
Be
at 10 Killer. I'll at least be there on Saturday. My traveling gets kind of cut short because I've got a lot of other people depending on me, and I have animals, and I don't like pawning my chores off on nobody else. My son lives here about a mile from us, my oldest son, and he'd be happy to do my chores, but my parents and my wife's parents both live within a mile of us. Actually, they all live on my ground anymore since I'm buying some of it from some of them. So, and they're getting up there in age to where I don't feel good about going away and leaving a whole bunch of stuff for anybody else to do. So we don't travel a lot. I think this year when we went to Branson for our anniversary, we were gone 5 days, and I didn't tell my parents on purpose because they just worried sick about me. I ain't gonna make it back or whatever, and I didn't even tell them until after we got back. But I think that's the longest we had been gone. I don't think we had took a trip longer than just overnight in about 5 years, maybe 6. I don't know. Been a long time.
We will be. Killer is actually going to be mine and Jessica's anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
I think it's going to be the 26th, 27th?
I
Is
think
that the date?
it was.
Yeah, I think our anniversary is the 28th.
Okay.
That's when our anniversary is. So the only thing I've got to see is my work schedule. I've got to look at my work schedule when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So to make sure how that's going to work, but we're going to try.
That's one thing I respect about you, Trey. That when I seen you take care of business and went to your son's football game, that really melted my soul because you are the ultimate dad, like
Yeah.
the best. Like that's what it's about. And
Good night, Peter.
you try to fit everything in.
Well,
I try.
Trey, you got to be really careful telling these people that you've got any kind of milestone like a birthday or something coming up because you're likely to get, you know,
Or
they're gonna gift you up.
That's
or you get
people gift you up with stuff like that, and then you give people up with stuff like that. Well, I mean,
How that works?
well, and as handy as the cup is, the
Uh.
oak is what I'm really excited about.
I'm
so.
waiting to see the video. Nobody knows because there's no video.
Mm-hmm.
And if it isn't on video, it didn't happen.
did it even happen? That's right. That is exactly right.
No
It's
picture.
kind of like I don't know why we didn't at least make a short for the hay string, the bucket
Oh
of string.
yeah.
When Dakota
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I told him I did not video. Well, I had all my stuff in the truck. Eric was standing there when we talked about that right before we left. I said I never pulled a camera out all weekend.
Oh.
I never unzipped the bag. I said, we're just here. We're gonna just try.
Mm-hmm.
We was only there for a short time because we didn't get to go till Saturday morning.
that was how
Yeah.
I was when we went to Tin Killer. I think I videoed a little of us walking up, and then videoed the drive out of there. And I'm like, what? That ain't enough to make nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't video anything. I mean, we did the live on the way down there, then we kind of jumped on yours for a little bit on the way back home, but we didn't really video anything down there. And I think I heard quite a few of them. It was more for the fellowship and everything.
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't, is because a lot of them before we went, that's what they said. They said we didn't want to get there and be doing a whole lot of video and stuff like that. We wanted people to be able to get to know each other. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna respect that, and that's why I never pulled a camera out. I didn't do a short. I didn't do anything.
Well, all
So
the other friends did. So you have little kind of captures because when Tina and Eric were sitting back there was a beautiful sunset, hanging with Nana and Dale, and they was
now I
enjoying it.
did jump on that live now
Yeah,
for
I
about
know.
30
I heard
seconds,
you.
maybe 30 or 45 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
but
the only
we was just standing around, didn't have nothing to do. Everybody was live all around us, so I had to go do something.
They were all coming over though. They were all coming over because I got in that live and I was just dropping the links and Tina's so sweet and Eric, and I haven't gotten to meet them in the physical, but in the spiritual, I can feel everyone and it's beautiful. And I was I had no control over Helena and Milton and all this stuff, but hopefully,
It's gonna get you. It's behind you.
yeah.
You gonna
So,
let this bobcat get you? Oh my God.
And then Tony
Care for
came
your
over,
safety,
and then
Eric.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Anybody need a cat?
I ain't scared. But y'all, I'm not scared. But you know what was sweet is if y'all go, Tony made a video and I've watched it. He made it for everybody, and I know he does things because he's sentimental. I haven't. I see things. I have this gift since I was a little girl, and Tony is very sentimental and very sensitive, and he made a wonderful video of the beautiful Pinecone Fest, where he showed and he pointed out every detail. He was saying, "Okay, over here that's gonna be Dale and Nana over there behind that tree." And he pointed over the lake and he said how he loved the lake. And then he's pointing out every little aspect, and he went up to everyone. He went up to y'all when you were making ice cream, Trey and Jessica. He went over when he went in the room where Julie and Randy were from Her Dad Outdoors. And he went up to everybody, and he made sure he got everybody in the video, which I thought was super sweet because he's very thoughtful too. So I have to say that about him. This is what I'm feeling, and I know it's true. So I'm saying again, I cannot give enough praise to all the beauty and all the like-minded communities here. And as we're leaning in together, our common goal is leaning together. As we lean on God, we lean in together. It's not for our glory, but for His. And
Whenever I went to 10 Killer, I had an idea that I wanted to meet a lot of the people that had these channels that would be there, and every one of them would have something to give you, a sticker,
mm-hmm.
And I did. I managed to get just about everybody covered with an ink pen.
Mm-hmm.
After that, and I get home and I'm watching the video, I'm like, I didn't meet that guy. I didn't meet them. I didn't meet them. And Johnny even had introduced me to a few people that I don't think I got a pen give to. Of course, then I was the only guy giving out pens, so that made me memorable. Everybody else had their stickers, and
did you make it?
I have nothing except for some T-shirts. I give a few T-shirts away. My sticker guy he promised me we'd have stickers. All my T-shirts didn't show up. My caps didn't show up. So I just showed up, and I'm like, I didn't know though neither that everybody was giving stuff out like that. I mean, I didn't know that was a big thing. So then when I got them, like, oh my gosh, I really feel bad now.
Well, the sticker deal has always been something that a lot of YouTubers have done. And I've got stickers from channels that I watched that quit putting videos on YouTube, got disappointed with it or whatever 3-4 years ago. And I've still got stickers. I've actually started putting them on the wall of my garage. And I haven't put any on there in 2 years probably, but I kind of decided, no, everybody else is giving stickers. What can I do?
You had ice cream?
That's right. We did have ice cream.
I heard that.
Yeah.
That's
and,
right.
and which was it, Eric or Tina? One of y'all didn't get any, or both of y'all didn't get no ice cream?
Tina said she didn't get none.
Neither one of us, which I wasn't worried about it. I don't know if Tina just didn't think about it. I don't know where we was at the whole time when they was doing it. I knew it was over there. I just never did go over there to get any. So if you had that much, I probably would have got some, but
yeah, boy, you gotta eat. Hey, you know what? If anything in this life, enjoy it. Eat what you want. Wear what you want. Hey, if somebody's judging on you, that's their problem, okay? You can only control ourselves. Everybody out there, they have their own unique situations. Just love on people. Share love, give love. That's it. It's simple.
Well, I want to tell you something. When y'all was at my house, we ate some cake balls now. Good. A good friend of my oldest son and his wife makes these cake balls and sells them for events. And they you go on that live probably and see it sitting on the table in front of us. Made me a scene on a big noodle board of green grass and hay bales that had all these cake balls stuck to them. And the middle of the hay bales was styrofoam, but she coated the ends of them with Rice Krispie treat stuff. And we had chocolate and strawberry and vanilla cake balls that were iced with yellow icing. So the hay bales actually looked like hay bales.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
And we ate it. I was so tired of cake balls by the time we got done. And you know what? I think it's the last thing I put in my mouth that night was a cake.
Is that the same as a cake pop, Paul? Cake ball and a cake pop? What's it?
They aren't fully cooked like they're made of cake batter that is only like partially cooked, so they're really gooey and moist inside, and it's just hard to explain. But the icing on them was hard, not like cake icing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could pick them up by the icing that was on the outside of them.
Yeah, the flavor was there like normal cake, but the texture and everything was different.
Yeah.
It was they were really good.
Texture was different, and they're really sweet.
Oh,
They're so sweet that
I never tried that.
Eric smelled of one and then checked his blood sugar and smelled of it twice and checked his blood sugar. He did eat some of them. I seen him eat some of them.
Yep. And somehow or another, that night my blood sugar never did spike even after all those cake balls.
Well, that was because we were laughing so much you worked it all off.
When Eric said that, all I could hear was, "Goodness gracious, great balls of fire!" Right?
Uh-huh.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Woo! So sweet. That is so sweet.
Mhm.
And old man King Homestead, Peter. You have a blessed night. I don't know if you're still in here, Peter, but and did y'all see Shayla? She was dressed up as Bigfoot. And she come in there.
That's
she was so good. She was a trip.
I was videoing when she climbed up on the back. I was doing it. We could make a video, and we thought they seen them, and they didn't really act like real surprised of it. Well, then come to find out, we all walked off. Thought, well, that wasn't quite as funny as we thought it was going to be. Well, they didn't see her. So when they turned around and looked out the window, I don't know how, because she was like right there on the window. Supposedly they didn't see her.
Yeah.
So then they took her and went inside the travel trailer with her.
Oh, she scared the heck out of Lisa over there in our life before she went over there to Johnny's. she dropped a not a bad word, but a word you didn't expect.
I walked up to, who was that out there with y'all, Eric, when y'all was doing that live out by the lake? Who was the guy that I come up and I grabbed like I did?
That was
Jack Dyer.
No,
Jack, or was it?
No, it wasn't Jack.
I think it was Jack.
Jack is a Tom.
It wasn't Jack. I know
Tom.
Jack.
Tom and Rhonda's.
Tom. That's who it was.
So,
I thought it was Tony. I hadn't even met Tom. And I went up there and I hit him on the shoulder.
Did you say, "Hi, I'm Trey from Louisiana, our Louisiana Live. You should come check out my channel."
They was on the line. I got a little plug in there.
I had it the first time when I seen him off. I almost said, "Hey, Tony." Then it's like, "Oh, wait, that's not Tony." And I totally get it.
I just played it off. I didn't even ever tell him that I thought he was Tony. I just rolled with it, laughed, went on about my business. I went back over and I told Jessica, I said, I thought that was Tony out there. And I just slapped the man in the back and pushed his shoulders and all kind of stuff.
Oh.
Poor fella.
I went back as we were watching everything and kind of caught that. I was like, he didn't realize who
I didn't. Like I said, I thought it was Tony.
I had one of those moments at a funeral. It was a dear lady passed away who was well known. Her husband actually helped lead music in a whole bunch of different revivals in churches that I'd been in and other churches. They didn't have anything for her except a graveside. So if you're going to go to any of her service, you're going to go at the graveside. And it was probably the biggest graveside service I've ever seen.
You're bringing this mood down, Paul, with that before bed. Let's keep it happy.
A neighbor of mine came walking by me and stopped and talked to me and told me the same thing she'd told me over the phone, that my son's cows were out. And I'm like, you got to call him. I'm not in charge of his fence fixing. And,
Tom.
And I realized that I should have asked her if they got her mom's place sold. And I had heard her daughter was going to buy her mom's place. And then I look, and here's this lady that's got the same hairstyle. It's about the same stature standing in front of me. And at the end of the service, I tapped her on the shoulder, and I looked her in the eye, and I said, "You're not who I thought you were."
Is that supposed to be the lady's family that passed away?
No, it was a
What?
neighbor of mine. But
Oh my
there
lord.
was another lady
Lanta.
there that
Oh
looked
my
just like her
Lanta.
from the back, same hairstyle, was wearing about the same clothes, and I'm like, you are that. I thought you might be somebody else.
You don't know your neighbor?
Hmm.
I didn't. With him, I just rolled with it. I just
Yeah.
played it off, laughed, went on about my business.
That's
Went
how
back
it's
up there,
done.
and I
Yeah.
felt kind of stupid. My God,
No, you're
I don't
not.
know all
Don't
these
say
people
that.
like that.
You
I,
was fine.
just
The,
saying.
the worst one I had was I hadn't moved down here very far or very long. We was at a funeral, and Paul, you're probably familiar with the O'Briens that was around here.
Yep.
So
Dick, Ryan, and
the first time I met Don O'Brien, I had just gotten introduced to his brother Harold O'Brien, and they had the same, kind of same build, look, and everything. And they both had the same suit. Well, I literally just met Harold O'Brien, the one brother, shook his hand, everything else. He stepped off, and because I'm sitting there with my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, Tina. I don't think we was married yet. And then Don O'Brien, which he was, for those of you that don't know, owned half of McDonald County, probably 3/4 of McDonald County at the time. But he came up and introduced, and I hesitated because he stuck his hand out. And I started sticking mine out. I was like, wait, I literally just shook your hand, 2 or 3 seconds ago. So in the time it took for my mind to process before I realized that it was a different person, he took his hand down, and Tina's like, you just insulted the richest guy in 3 state areas. Like, oh, great.
hey, Eric, did you know what Simmons was before it was Simmons?
It was O'Brien's.
O'Brien Chicken Company.
My mother-in-law
Oh.
worked for him. Well, actually, both my in-laws worked for him. My father-in-law ran tractors and built all the fences for him for years until I realized that my wife and her sister was making more money part-time down at the local restaurant than what Don O'Brien was paying him for, 60, 80 hours a week worth of work. So,
Yep.
and then,
the first limousine bull we ever bought, we bought at O'Brien's sale barn at Pineville. These guys had so much land and cattle and they were known for having really good limousine cattle. Dad went down there and bought a bull at their sale and wasn't intended to. He wasn't thinking, and he didn't take a trailer with him. So we had to go back home and get a trailer. And by the time we got back, the only thing that was left there was our bull and one pen of calves. And the old bull had been over 4 different gates to get with those calves. And we brought that bull home and put him in a pen inside the barn at our neighbor's place. And the next morning he was out with their cows, and he had cleared a 5 foot tall or a 6 foot tall post fence in their corral, and it was solid. It was, and you couldn't tell where he went through it. He went over it.
Yep, that's what my father always said. He's like, I hate them limousine cows. He goes, no matter how good a fence they built, how tight it was, them bulls would get over it regardless.
And my dad said, he don't look like it, but he's got to be half deer. And, and we've had limousine cattle ever since, or at least ran limousine bulls. And my dad said about that one, the happiest day I thought I ever had was when I bought a really nice limousine bull. But I was wrong. The happiest day I had was when we hauled him off.
My dad's that's what he's running now is limousines, and how he's been lucky. He's not had one get out. Now I probably jinxed it for him, but that's his problem.
It has a lot to do with how you handle them, and that one there probably would have been a whole different bull if we had a trailer and loaded him up and brought him home, or he hadn't been pinned off alone. And I don't know. I have took to not buying herd bulls that are herd bulls. I buy just weaned bull calf from people who raise them that way and sell them on purpose that way, and raise them up myself. You'll get a higher quality bull that's cheaper. as far as initial expense, and I've always got too much grass and hay, so
Mhm.
water may be a deal if it don't start raining. But
Mm-hmm.
even with the higher price
Hello, Canadian family life.
of cows right now, we have been making money on our bulls, and
Hey, Tiffany, Chris.
so
Yeah, like I said, when Dad went and sold his cattle back last month, beginning of last month, he actually, I don't remember. He told me how much he made, and I don't remember how much because he took, I think 11. No, he took 10 up because he miscounted. He was trying to keep 10 and get rid of 11. He got it backwards, but anyway, he paid off his taxes and the
yeah.
hay trailer he just bought with that money. So he was happy about that.
I went in when I took some cull cows in. I had 4 cull cows and a bull that had outlived his usefulness for me. I was keeping heifers out of him, and that was back in August maybe. And I went and watched. I didn't intend to watch them sell. I was going to pick up the check, and they hadn't sold yet, so I got to watch them sell. And I was thinking, out of the 5 head, I might be lucky to come home with $5,000, and my check wound up being more like $9,500. And whenever I went up there, the lady that her and her husband own that sale barn, her name's Nikki. I went up to Nikki at the counter, and I said, Nikki, if you don't mind, I'd sure like to pick up my check. And she says, oh, we got it right here for you. And I said, I sure do. Thank you. You're helping me find the next trusty. She said, what? I said, my old rusty truck is about to give up, and its name is Trusty. And we're going to have to find a replacement for Trusty. And she says, oh, I don't think you sold enough cows to have pickup money.
Hey, there's a new person there. Cadence, welcome. Canadian family life, welcome. I said something. Hey, Cadence, if you ain't already, hit that subscribe button.
Oh, he's just jerking you. Don't let him push you into something you don't want to do. But you should go to Rainy Ridge and subscribe over there on their channel because
I was going to say jump on any of these guys' channels here and subscribe, but not that Paul Case over there.
Yeah, he don't even need any subscribers. But Rainy Ridge needs subscribers. They're from southwestern Missouri. They're in a county in Missouri that once tried to defect from Missouri and join Arkansas because
Really?
the state of Missouri left their county out of their tourism booklet.
Yep.
Wow.
The 60s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Only
Not
county
Branson
ever
next to it.
Cadence. Welcome.
That's what we're here for, Cadence. Well, I'm actually just here for the comic relief. These other guys actually accomplished something, but I thought about it and decided that I couldn't solve the world's troubles anyway, so we might as well laugh. So.
Well,
right.
Well, I know Tiffany and Chris has already subbed all of us, but I was saying hi to y'all, and I was just telling Cadence there to hit that subscribe button. Show us some love there.
Yeah,
subscribe. Watch a few videos while you're there.
Canadian family life, you maybe should rethink that.
And share it with all your family and friends and all that.
You think I'd be kin to that? Kate,
we got the same color cup.
Yeah,
well,
we have this color of cup.
Yes. Yes, we are. We are all family. Cadence.
What was it that was calling it Framley?
That's right.
Yeah, they started doing that down. I think down at 10 Killer. It seems like before I started hearing that. Yeah, Framley. So I want to say Johnny maybe, but I'm not positive.
More like there you go. The Cadence, we're not none of us family 10, but we're just it's a community of us that's met each other on YouTube. And it's normally even more than this on here. Look, I can't make that man Yeah. Anyway,
That's right.
so
I don't know if I signed up for this or not. Am I gonna have to buy Christmas presents? Y'all need to get Christmas a hug. You need to get
Hey, you ever heard of the dollar store?
just give me one of them cups. We ain't got to worry about it.
Wait till we have family photos. We all got to wear matching suits and all that kind of stuff.
It better be overalls. I can't believe Dale came to my house and he wasn't wearing overalls. That is sacrilegious.
Uh-huh.
He was.
Paul, this weekend, Sunday, we were getting ready to leave from Pinecone Fest. You want to talk about a fella? All the rest of us out there was wearing people's channels, shirts, and everything. Everybody swapped and got shirts. What does Dale have? Dale has got on a John Deere cap, green, with a big deer on it. Got a solid green John Deere t-shirt on. I mean, that man is ripping. But at the same time, telling us don't buy a John Deere because this particular something is junk.
Well, I've been thinking about, and that when I went to 10 Killer, the first thing he greeted me with, when I said something about his shirt that said John Deere on it, I said, "Why would you want to wear a John Deere shirt?" He says, "They're the best tractor company in the whole world." And I said, "The best tractor company in the whole world got bought out by Case back about 1985." And he's just standing there like, I've never heard anybody have a comeback for that. And he wasn't expecting what I said because it just came right off the cuff. I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
The best tractor company in the world got bought out by Case back in 1985.
Dale's the sweetest. I love Dale and Nana, my sweet girls. And Tina, let me tell you something. Nana loves Tina and Eric. So does Dale, very much.
We got tickled. We walked up. We was getting ready to leave, and it was
Yeah.
Dale and Eric and Tina. They was all standing over there, and they was talking. We walked over there.
Y'all are
And
sweet.
and Shayla was over there with them. We walked over to tell them bye, and we spoke to everybody. And Dale's, "Oh, y'all can't leave. Lisa will be mad if y'all leave, and she don't get to tell y'all bye." Well, we stand around. She's gone for a while. Finally, Dale calls her. She's in the bathroom. "Would you hurry up and pinch it off?"
That comes from some of that stuff he had on that Kahoot it.
I just kidding. When I came in there, I was just doing, as I reminded Dale about the Kahoots. Remember the Kahoots that everybody was cracking up, a rootin' tootin'
Can you do
time?
that?
Yeah.
Like, what better thing to talk about?
Well, I had my wife's little brother, when my kids were little, every time he'd come around and they was wearing a diaper, he'd say, "What are you doing, pinching off a loaf?" I had wrote that, and they were talking about that one question on that Kahoot it, and I'm like, I'm just going to put Sean's answer up there. So I put pinching off a loaf, and and Dale points at that, and him and Lisa read it at the same time. We're busting up, and I'm like, I don't know if anybody else seen it or not.
Is that Tiffany or Chris? They said, and just how much giggle water have y'all had tonight?
This is just the way it is every week.
Every day.
No.
We don't need giggle water. We're high on life.
This is just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking milk.
Heard that?
And if that backs up, I've got the answer.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was so sweet of Julie and Randy. Heard that? I gotta drop y'all's link. Julie and Randy from Heard That Outdoors. They're the ones that put that Pinecone Festival together. And Johnny was like, "We gotta grow it. We got everybody coming out there. As long as Paul got his milk, he's good. Now hand it to Trey."
I'm done with the milk,
Imagine.
but I'm looking forward to something in this cup first thing in the morning.
Eric, you gotta get your cup. You gotta need a red Solo cup next time, y'all, so they could pass it around.
I got this one.
Got the Gilliam Farms cup.
No, it ain't.
Oh, that's
Which one is that?
This one is.
Oh, this one is.
Oh, that
I've
one. Look, this one here. This one
So
here is fancy.
that's
Let me tell you.
pretty.
That's what people got for
Show it,
coming into
Eric.
Paul
That's
cases. Look at
Paul's.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Paul's cases cup.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
jealous. I'm
Is
got-
telling you.
You got a
We're,
picture of my little chainsaw on there.
I mean, yeah, look at that steel.
we're
I'm telling
jelly. We'd like one.
you. I didn't get invited to the birthday party, and nor did I get a Paul case cup.
You
Well,
couldn't.
Then,
You're two
on top,
states away.
then
well,
on top
come
of that,
on.
Eric has been just rubbing it in. I mean, this
That's
weekend.
pretty. Yeah.
Well, did he tell you what he done with the lumber? I'd like to. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, and they got free lumber.
Mm-hmm. You did that.
And I got ideas for that lumber too. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to see what Dale's looks like. I want to see if he got home with all of it because his truck was like riding a wheelie when he's leaving. We
Mhm.
loaded those, I don't remember what it was, 17 or 18 boards a piece in the back of their truck. That Dodge didn't move at all, but Dale's truck has a really short box.
yeah,
And there was a whole bunch more hanging over the tailgate on his. Of course, I'm like, reckon to get home with it? Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it would be sitting alongside the road the next day if he. Anyway, if it fell out, it's not any danger. They nobody in their right mind's out at that time of the morning. So
I'm not my right frame of mind. So
no, I'm not either, and I wasn't out that time. But anyway,
That's right.
Oh mercy.
Mercy.
Boy,
You know,
this
you
has
know,
been a
y'all.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
I'll have to put a little short up just for Trey to show him my lumber storage facility. And
Mhm.
I don't know about gold. I've
Gold.
never had enough gold to need a storage facility, but
Oh,
I do have a little bit of lumber piled up, just
Mhm.
just a little.
little.
Gold's in your heart.
Well, tell me, why you cut lumber, do lumber? Would it be worth it? I have a bunch of pine trees, and I've got a sawmill that has been getting the lumber, and they love it. They said it's some of the best cutting pine they've ever had.
Mhm.
But we want to build like a tiny house. So would
Oh,
it be worth it for me to buy my own sawmill and cut my own lumber out of that?
Oh yeah.
Would I be money ahead in that, or would I be? I mean, because I looked up the sawmill that Brian and Kathy has,
Mhm.
What is it?
and
Let me drop
I think
their link.
hills.
I'll have to go back and look. 'Cause I don't remember those numbers, but I think he told me he could cut up to a 16-foot, no, a 14-foot long or 16-foot long and 16 inches round.
Mhm.
And you could get it one with the trailer attachment for like $5,000, $5,400.
Mm-hmm.
You could save, I think, close to $1,000 and not get the trailer attachment, which I don't technically need a trailer attachment stuff.
If I remember correctly, looking at it on the videos, it's the Woodland Mills, and it's
Yes, a Woodland Mills, but I don't remember
it's a 3 something or other. I think it'll do a 26-inch.
the 20. He told me on a live, we was talking about it, but
If it'll do a 26-inch, it's going to be a number 126.
That's it.
And I have a friend that actually has a business on Woodland Mills equipment. And what he gets is their factory returns in the United States. They ship them to him
Mhm.
and they'll be returned for some reason. And he has to open the boxes up and everything and assemble it all to figure out what the reason is. And they replace parts for him if it's a part that was damaged on it in shipping. And then he sells them, and he sells them a little bit under what you could buy them for and have them delivered. His business is in Galena, Kansas, and he's been advertising the 122,
Mhm.
and it'll cut. I think it comes standard to cut a 12-foot log, 22-inch max diameter, and I don't know anything about engine and all that on it, but his price I seen on that yesterday was $2,900. And so,
2,900.
yep,
Oh, wow.
$2,900. But you have to pick it up there. He don't have a way to ship. He's not ever been able to get somebody to do shipping. But you save a couple of $300 and want to take a road trip. Well, he's
I was
in.
gonna say you can come up and get that cheaper than what you'd be able to get that shipped down there to you anyway. So
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I was trying to look and see if I could see what this one was. I don't remember what video I had watched that was showing which size it was, but like I said, I had seen it, and I just wanted to look it up because it would give me an idea, what I would need.
Yeah, because Tina and I have been talking for years about getting one for out here too, because we'd love to have a small sawmill. I don't need nothing big, but it'd be nice to have one where we can just mill up some of our own, and then I can have Paul come out and teach me how to use it.
I remember watching Tara and Jason when y'all went up there. Eric and Tina and Dale and Nana and a bunch of y'all's went up to help Tara and Jason. Whose sawmill was that?
Got it.
That's
Jason's. Yeah, it was Jason.
Woodland Mills.
Yep.
Oh, Trey need that.
Let's see.
Okay.
No, he don't have any. I don't have anything showing up on that. But the last one that I seen he had run was cheaper than that. And see, they can't. That company's in Canada, and so they have to pay a tariff to get things on this side of the border. And then whenever, if it's a deal where they return it or won't accept it because it's damaged in shipping, they're not going to pay a tariff to get it shipped back. So he actually works with them and helps them recoup their money, and he makes a little bit on the side to put.
There's a Woodland Mills HM 122.
There's the 122.
A 122 is what it is.
I want to tell you what I found out about what you're talking about doing. I actually built an addition onto a house we had moved. It wasn't a trailer house. It was a site-built home, but it belonged to my grandparents on my mom's side. And we had that house moved and we set it up on a block foundation, and I wanted to add on to it. And the addition was 26 feet wide by 58 feet. And it had a 26 foot of the end of that was a garage. And that was what I bought my first sawmill for, was to build that. And at the time, they quit paying any good money for logs. And your pine logs is going to be like that. Most pine, probably in your area, is the same as what like I would deal with in my area. There's not any big companies that would come by and buy pine. And so it's kind of one of those things where if you can sell it, it's going to be cheaper than every other log you can sell.
My uncle, he came to us and or come to Daddy. He said, "Hey," he said, "Man, there's pine trees in Daddy's pasture dying everywhere, big pine trees, tall. And he's like, man, I want some lumber, and I've got a guy with a sawmill that will come here, and he'll set his sawmill up, and he'll cut on halves or whatever." He said, "Do you care if I get a few trees and us do that?" And Dad's like, "No, that's fine." So they get there and they start, man, they're hauling tree after tree after tree over, and that sawmill runs for days over there. Well, my uncle builds a huge shed out of the lumber they cut out of it, and he's got this lumber just stacked full. Come to find out, the sucker is selling it. That's what he wanted. He wasn't wanting it to use. He told Daddy, he said, "If y'all need any of it, I'll make y'all a deal on it." Like,
it was already Well, here's what I found with the first mill that I bought. The first mill I bought was a Easy Boardwalk brand. It was all manual, and it was a really heavy made mill. It was made to where it could be portable, but it wasn't made to take it apart and put it in a box. And that'll be the bigger difference between it and what the Woodland Mills is. And I gave $6,500 for that mill. Now, when I had figured up the cost of the project, the framing lumber was going to be more than that $6,500. And so, and they weren't paying hardly nothing for my logs. And where I was logging, I was actually clearing ground. And so you kind of have to weigh against that there would be more money change hands in order to clear the ground if you hired a dozer to do it or something like that. And plus I'm recuperating something from it as we're doing it. And so then I got started to building and realized I could make more of that building than what was just a framing lumber. And on that first one, I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, but we cut all the sheeting out of oak. It has 1 inch of oak wood all the way around that building. And I wouldn't recommend doing that because you can't seal it up very good. You need to seal your walls up really good to keep the wind from being able to blow through it. And the best way to do that is OSB board on the outside of your walls. But we actually cut a lot of paneling for our house, and we did it green. We put it on like lap siding, and we made sure our screws only put one board on there. So as it dried, it pulled apart just a little bit, but it was still covered where it pulled apart because it was put on like lap siding. As in, we put the bottom one on first, and then the next one we made it stick down over it 1 inch. And we kept doing that all the way to the top. And then I figured out that you could do the same thing without cutting the edges off of the log. And I have a bunch of that in the house right here where I'm sitting. And I'll try to get a piece of it here. You can see really good. This is Eastern red cedar. And this is the sapwood.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Some of it's got bark. This hairy looking stuff, the bark on
Oh, that's beautiful.
And all we done on it was put it on the wall like lap siding and made it cover. And we had just sawn them straight through. Believe it or not, we was cutting those on 1/2 inch. So those pieces are a little bit thicker than 3/8 of an inch thick when we put them on the wall. Makes your logs go a little farther. But they're the same way. We just used deck screws on them and tried to not screw it through between two boards. You wanted to only catch one board. That way, as it shrunk, it would have a chance to move and not pull the board apart.
That was something I meant to ask you when we was up there a while back on your cedar. When you put it up,
well,
how much did it shrink compared to like the oak?
The cedar doesn't shrink as much as the oak, but it still will.
Yeah.
And actually, here in the house, if you'd have asked me, I'd have showed you one of the boards on the end wall in my living room. About 4 months after we moved in, it was late in the summer. I come in here and I shut the front door, and I heard what I thought was a gunshot, and one of those pieces in the end split all the way from one end to the other.
Oh gosh!
It was just like, wow!
What in the world? I could just picture that cartoon character with the pew pews on each side. Who is it?
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
But that one it spread apart a little bit, but I've learned some tricks on how to fix that without having to fix it. What is behind that is fiberglass bat insulation. And so when we put the insulation in the wall, I didn't want brown paper or whatever showing if I had a gap come up. So we covered it all with synthetic tar paper.
Yeah.
And so it's black behind it. And so if it does have a place where there's a void in it that shows through,
this looks like a shadow.
Looks like a shadow. Yeah. And so because I was able to saw a lot of stuff out that I had not anticipated, it made the mill worth more. And then there's the other thing. From the time I got the silly sawmill home until the present time, I'm having people bring me stuff to cut for them. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's not always a good deal, but I have made quite a little bit of money along just cutting up for other people. And pine, though, is a little bit different beast. In your framing lumber, you're going to want to leave it set a little while. Yeah. And so you need to be expecting to stack it up and put sticks between the layers of your boards and then cover it with a piece of barn metal with the most popular thing to put is barn metal on top of the top piece and cinder blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll just let it dry some. Now mine, I put them up green, and it was just about all oak what we framed my houses out of. The other house, the first one I built, there was times when we stopped building on the house to go log so we could have something to nail up on the house the next day. That's how green we were putting it up.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the things that I was most concerned about, none of them wound up being a problem. I thought you'd have trouble with doors not fitting after it dried a little bit and stuff like that. And none of that was a problem. I did have a place in a wall. We put the walls up and then we built trusses and set on top of our walls and screwed down to them. And after we got the roof on it, then we put the sheeting on the sides on it, and then we metaled the whole thing. Got it all basically in the dry before we even had the sheeting on the sides. So I did have a place where two of the studs that I had put up on the interior walls pulled apart at a knot.
Uh-huh.
I had to go nail a stud in next to them, and there was like a gap where it had broke at the knot and just pulled apart. Like, wow, that one don't have much weight on it, or it would have been.
So I have a question for you, Paul.
But it was.
I had to flip a house and do some roofs. I have a question about this. There's a piece of board they had to replace between the roof on the garage and the roof on the portion of the house. Now, they had a green, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it was a light green. And they said it has to dry out first, and then you can paint it or stain it.
I can tell you what that was. It was pressure treated.
It's like a
don't. Yeah, they don't kiln dry pressure treated lumber, and you've got to deal with it when you put it up. And so it might have to dry out a little bit. None of the lumber that I was using though was pressure treated. It was all just green from being in the tree and having all that water in it. Believe it or not, some of the lumber that I've cut right off the mill, I had one of those moisture testers, 50%. 48 to 50% moisture on some red oak pieces. I was surprised it was that high. Yeah.
Did you see that is red? I think it was red cypress that you showed us.
No, it's Eastern red cedar.
That's it. I wrote it wrong. Let me get it. Eastern red cedar.
Eastern red cedar.
That's beautiful because I love cedar.
Yeah, they're a real rip to cut. They are nasty to have to cut, and that's the other thing with that cedar that I've got. It's kind of like what you'd have trouble with on that pine. The pitch will run out the end grain of it. If you're ready for it, Trey, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're going out there and you're expecting you're just going to pick those boards up and be able to set them back down, you're going to have glue on your hands. It's just the way that pine works.
So you can paint the pressure treated wood with anything. It looks like a beam.
Oh yeah, you can treat it. It just got to dry out a little bit.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who come up with some strange ideas about the way you use wood, and a lot of the outside uses of it. People will tell you stuff like, "Oh, if that wood's green and you seal it up on the one side of it, then it'll mold on the other side." I haven't had any trouble with that. All that paneling that we put up was put up pretty green, and we've been inside some of those walls. They still look just like brand new because it's got airspace and it can dry out. I haven't had any trouble with mold on the boards in my house. I dare a person to go around and try to find some. You might I'll tell you where you might find some, Eric, where the bottom of my shower drain is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I put a redneck shower enclosure in my bathroom that I built in this house. Have you ever seen one of those, Trey?
A
Oh, wow.
redneck shower enclosure.
Yeah, let me
Tell
tell
us
you,
about
the dimensions of it are like 39 inches by 39 inches. That's the width of a piece of ribbed metal, roofing metal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you put, that's what your floor pan and stuff is built out of?
Well, the floor is cement. The floor is
Or
concrete.
cement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a
Okay.
drain in the floor, but that's what my walls are.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what you put them on with?
what?
Roofing screws. Why not? I mean, they got a little seal on them and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
I went around the bottom of it and caulked it really good. I need to recalk it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's worked really good. And believe it or not, I've cleaned the walls off twice in that shower since I've lived here 9 years. It just don't. I think if a person used a colored metal, it might even work better than that galvanized.
Hey, y'all, there's Julie and Randy. That's
Hey,
Julie's channel. Heard that.
that. What's up?
But
Well,
yeah,
late up late. I thought we was the only people up late.
No, we got a bunch of us up late, y'all. Y'all know that.
Yep. Hey, I really enjoyed myself this weekend, guys.
I've heard a lot of people really enjoyed themselves at the meetup that y'all had helped put on, and good job. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that was so
it
awesome.
was a great
Julie.
weekend.
Mike, you personalized everyone's award, and I love the attention to detail you and Randy did. That was really sweet. I mean, everyone from Tony in our cabin in the woods and Angie, how sweet that was, to Dale and Nana, to Johnny. I mean, with the deer for Christine, and just beautiful. Everyone got something sweet. Even Lila, the lady that came from New York, she got something real sweet too, and very thoughtful. Very,
Hey,
very.
ours, which I'm going to do a short of it. I just hadn't got around to it today. Mine had a little cow on it with horns.
That
Number
is
one, I think.
so sweet.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought I wouldn't. I mean, that's why I told him I wasn't expecting to get nothing. I said, "What?" I thought it was pretty cool.
Mine would probably have a crumpled up, empty
Yours probably have a hot dog on it or something.
aluminum. I was thinking of an aluminum pop can all crumpled up, and on the end wrote "error quip."
Heard that. We say that. I like
Yep.
when Trey says it though.
My old buddy that sells those AeroQuip shoots at a local dealer, I seen him Sunday and showed him that video, and I said, "This is my new working facility with my old cow chute that we're still using and getting by with." And I said, "It's got a name now. Look at that name." And he just busted up laughing.
Look, let me tell you. So I met these. Well, I never talked to her husband. She come up, talked to us, and she was a real nice lady. She handed us a sticker, and it was Chris from Yippee Cow.
Yippee cow, yay!
Yeah, Yippee Cow Yay. And I
Yeah.
went. I wasn't sub to him, but I went. I subbed to him there, and I've watched a couple of their videos now.
That's
But
right.
so I was coming home. We was driving home, and I was trying to talk about them, on my live. And I was like, I said, I met these people, and I said their channel was Hippie Cow Yay, and I said, but I can't remember their names for nothing. Well, and then they come, which I'm trying to drive, and I got my phone sitting up here in front of me. And Jessica's sitting beside me. She's supposed to be reading, but she's 5 minutes behind on the chat, so she didn't know. Every time I say, "What is that? Huh? What are you talking about?" But anyway, she come up and it said Chris. I said, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, that's the husband's name. And then it was a couple went down in Dodge. I'm like, Dodge? And I just laughed, I'm like, Dodge, what? I'm like, what is she I didn't know that her husband's name was Dodge. I didn't know that. So her name is Chris. His name is Dodge. And
And
Jenny told me they call him Pontiac. He can't be messed with him. And he got his son. And I mean, I guess Jenny, if it ain't true, Jenny told me, said their son's name is Ford. So
they just,
I mean, they was really nice people, cool,
isn't
So
that sweet?
it was
I keep
nice to
having
meet
to come
them.
up with different names to be able to play Kahoot it, but it's been long enough ago since anybody's been able to play it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can start over. I was basket case once.
It's so
Yeah.
true. They came on a Jack Dyer's live last night, y'all. And we were had a Sunday night bloopers. Jack trying to get his live up like for the third time, and it finally went through. Everybody was just joking around, having fun, just enjoying themselves. People were writing jokes in chat, and then here comes Hippie Kanye, dropping in the chat talking about he was greeting them. Hey, Chris. Hi, Dodge. And I thought the same thing Trey did. I said, Dodge. I thought that's a truck. And then he said, no, that's Chris. That's Chris' husband, Dodge. And then they start writing in chat, Dodge and Chris, that their best friend calls him Pontiac, and they got a son named Ford. I cannot make this up, y'all.
But like
So
Randy
sweet.
and them, for somehow I was subbed to Herd That Outdoors, but never was subbed to Herd That. So I got subbed to Herd That too. I think that was Saturday. So and, I mean there's some extremely nice people. Randy, I didn't get to talk to Randy a whole lot, but I mean he's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool.
Everybody down there was just great and wonderful and friendly and everything. It was a great get together. So
Yep.
definitely
We did. We enjoyed it.
I don't know. I can't talk about a get together, but what I know from Tin Killer, and that's I got to meet Johnny Gillum because he hunted my channel up because I run into somebody else from Ottawa, Kansas, which is 150 miles from here, that found out they were from Oklahoma when they were in wherever, Indianapolis or somewhere way off. And he says, "Oh, you're from Oklahoma? You know Paul K?" And Johnny looks my channel up, and then somehow I think he was in my channel early enough that I was still getting notifications when somebody new subbed to me. And when it came up and said Johnny Gillum or Gillum Farms, I'm like, I got to go check that out. So I go over there and check that out and subscribe to him. I don't remember that I had watched any of these videos before I found these live and figured out what they did switching off with Jesse and Lisa.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll be happy to get to a couple months where they get back on a regular schedule where they're all able to be on, because it's cool to see them all anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He remembers that time he met you too, and he talks about it. Johnny talks about it.
Yeah, I still talk. Well, I met Withams for the first time, the people from Ottawa, Kansas, at Tin Killer, and I chat back and forth with Jake Witham every once in a while. He sends me pictures. We have a hay baler in common. I use the exact same baler they do, and they've figured out to do what I do. I've got 2 balers we use, and I've got 4 for parts. So I haven't been to the Vermeer dealer in a number of years. They won't know who I am when I go in there, I'm sure. But that's me, you know.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, got to meet them guys. I'm proud to have met Chris and Jake and their family. They had a bunch of little kids at Tin Killer, and them little kids had the greatest time at that deal. That when they did their giveaways, they had giveaways for the kids first, and every kid there got something.
Yep.
And they was all having a blast.
That's cool.
It may be that the gray in my beard showing me off a little bit, but I can get more of a kick out of that than somebody giving me something. I just like to watch little kids play.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
I
That's right.
had a wedding at it was supposed to be at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and everybody was running late, and so it was a little after 6 before we got the hitching in order. And they was little kids there that was all dressed up and was going to be
Aw.
taking part in this. And you know what they were doing? Some of these little stinker boys that's probably 4, 5, 6 years old was running around blowing up balloons in the backyard at their grandpa's house and letting them go and say, "Ha ha, mine made a better fart noise than yours."
Mm.
That went on for 30 minutes or more.
For those whoopee cushions.
Yeah,
That's
what
what
I
you
told
need.
them.
Y'all need them
Really
whoopee
want a whoopee
cushions.
cushion.
Oh well.
So.
That's that rootin' tootin' cahoots that Dale did. That was the funniest, y'all. And I had no idea they were calling. And Derek Fowler, they're all sweet. They all met up in Georgia at Biggins Barbecue and all that with Lazy Days Ahead and Jesse and Lisa. And then Johnny and Christine went up there.
I don't
And,
think Dale and Anna got to go to that one though. They have to work. They're
no, they didn't. But Jesse and Lisa got to go there. But they were the sweetest. I mean, the sweetest.
the rootin' tootin' cahooted though. If you were on there that night,
Yes.
I was. Dale laughed.
I know it, and I never win cahoots, and I won that one.
I had never heard him laugh that
I don't
hard.
know if I'd brag about that one, Joey.
And then he laughed at my house that hard too, didn't he? Eric?
He did.
I think we all did a few times.
Man,
Oh yeah.
that was so good. And
Yeah,
it was
Trey, you come up here for a sawmill there at Galena, then we stop and do another get together at Paul's house again.
Oh sure, whatever. You don't need me here for that kind of thing. Actually, if I'm not here, you can still get together. I got a lot of driveway. Doors open. I don't have a smoker put together yet, but it's coming. You know.
So that's what Derek was up there, and I didn't know on Cahoots that Dale was like, "Yeah, Regina's the farting queen."
Oh, that's because they had been on the night before on Facebook, and she had won it all.
Oh.
And she became the queen then.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know if that when he said that first, I'm like, I'm not sure if she'd own up to that. And
yeah,
on there it says, "Yep, that's me."
They're sweet, aren't they? I dropped their link.
Yep.
That was the funniest.
Guys,
Well, I have to be at the woods by 8, and I have to feed all these hungry mouths in here before I leave to go to the woods.
I'm getting up. I'm getting up in the morning, and I'm leaving here about 5 o'clock to go pick up feed in Mississippi. So,
yeah.
Oh my goodness, how far is that?
I don't have to leave that early, but if I want to be able to get there, get it, and get back, and have time to do stuff tomorrow, I've got to leave by that time.
How far is that, Trey?
About 3 hours and 15 minutes, I think, one way.
Yeah.
Bless him.
6.5 hours, probably roughly 7 hours time I get there, get it and load it up and get back. Yeah.
Wow, you're making me feel like I got it easy because I've got 3 or 4 feed sources I could buy feed from. That's
well,
closer than that.
We can. I mean, I can go. We have a local feed store right here close, but I sell some of this feed, and I make some money off of it. So kind of offsets it, and plus by me doing it, it covers my cost of fuel.
Yeah,
going and getting it. So, and it's really good feed, and it's not bad priced.
That's how far I am from Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Wow. So. Y'all are so sweet, and thank y'all for coming in. All of our people, Julie, Randy, Tiffany, and Chris that was really, really sweet how they put together, and they're the ones who started it. Pinecone Fest, and I was with y'all in spirit, although I couldn't be in the physical because of all of our hurricanes and all that. But we'll hope y'all have a great night, and thank y'all.
All right, Jenny. Thank you for jumping in.
Yes, sir. Good
All
night,
right,
y'all.
I gotta jump off of
Right.
here too, so I
Yeah.
gotta do errands in the morning. Then I gotta get out and shop and get some stuff made up. So
I don't know who you think you are, but you ain't leaving.
Oh,
before I
you
am.
ain't
See you
leaving
later.
before he is. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
uh,
He can't help himself.
uh,
So, but anyway, well, good deal, Eric. Well, I appreciate you jumping on, man.
hey, not a problem. Thanks for
No.
having me, man.
I do them every Monday night. I do open mics to it.
Yep.
So,
Well, I figured
anytime,
we
dude.
was up and about, and you threw that link up. I was like, I ain't gotta get up in the morning to go to work, so it's like I can jump on here for a little bit, and all of a sudden it's like, oh geez, it's 12:30.
12:30. I know. So, all right, then. Well, dude, we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, take care,
All
brother.
right. Hey, everybody else, see y'all.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. Bye.